Previously in Dragon's Maw, the party took on Glaurung in his city of cursed gold. Some of the traps the dragon put down turned out to be really effective, like the gold that Powderkeg became enamored with, or the fake Hall of Magical Knowledge that Zenkarn all-out brawled with the other party members over. They did find a few interesting items, like the book in Glaurung's Hall of Marks, which detailed every pony he'd ever conned, even in death. Dr. Javolt tried to steal it, naturally, going so far as to rodeo ride it all over town when Glaurung tried to magically remove it from him. That vantage point revealed a secret nook with a golden vault door, which the party hacked through to reveal a small room with a dragon egg inside. The egg was resting in a container that seemed to be funneling the life energy from fallen ponies into it. Them finding the egg greatly pissed off Glaurung, and Tempered Steel stepping out to say, "It doesn't have to be this way, and you can stop this at any time," just pissed him off even more. The party had to fight Glaurung's physical form, a living hoard of treasure wrapped around a draconic skeleton. They broke off the treasure, shattered the skeleton, and blew up the remains. His soul screamed out of this plane of existence, and just about the entire city of gold, save for a few items, crumbled into dust and faded away. The egg remained, and Firelight put all his magic into trying to hatch it. The egg cracked. A dragon crawled its way out, instantly grew into a teenage drake size, looked at the party, and said, "Oh, great." And that's where today's session begins.
Oh. Well, that was unexpected.
I was expecting it, or at least hoping for it.
Well, yeah, but I didn't expect sudden teenager.
Javolt is going to be carefully examining the dragon for any injuries from the sudden growth.
Guys, stop being so rude. Hello, how are you feeling?
Could one of you get me a mirror or something? This is weird.
Does anybody here have a mirror?
Well, I'm sure Glaurung had one over in his treasures. He did really seem to enjoy himself.
You notice as you're standing in the big cave where Glaurung had his hoard, there aren't many items left, but you can find some big shiny metal, yeah, that the dragon can look at.
Tempered Steel will pick up as big a pieces. Well, we'll pick up one of the bigger pieces and hold it so that the dragon can take a look at herself.
The dragon kind of looks into the mirror and kind of checks over her scales, turns around, looks at her tail, and then just kind of just lets out a groan. You woke me up too early. I was supposed to be a full-grown, massive, terrifying dragon by the end of this, and you woke me up halfway through.
Okay, what? Do you feel a lot of hate at the moment? Just out of interest.
The dragon just kind of looks at you with a weird expression. Yes and no.
Okay, that is better than yes and yes.
Perhaps introductions are in order.
That would probably help.
Well, I'm Powderkeg.
Okay.
I'm Flotsam. I'll be blowing things up for you.
Zenkarn, nice to meet you.
I'm not going to remember any of these names.
That's fine. Wait.
It's okay, we can barely remember each other's anyway.
Firelight, you should introduce yourself. You're the one who hatched her.
Oh.
Hi. Firelight.
That's what happened.
He used the healing spell.
It was kind of a group effort, but he did the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Javolt attempts to determine what gender this dragon is.
How are you trying to determine that?
Rude much.
Is that a question you want to ask?
Oh no.
Surely she has a female voice.
She does sound female, yes.
There you go.
And I have been using the she pronoun this entire time.
So, do you have a name?
So, Weaver, are you sure you want to continue that line of questioning?
I got a 16 for examine for gender.
Stop!
What?
You don't
As
ask
you-
me for if he wants to continue.
Oh no!
You can basically tell from all you get is from general body structure that she seems to be more rounded and feminine than you would think a teenage dragon would be, and that's all you can see before you get too close and this dragon just checks you, punches you across the muzzle, says, "No, back!"
Forgive
like
him.
all-
He's completely insane.
I like her.
already.
Actually, it's kind of nice seeing him get punched every now and then.
Javol
that why
gets
you
up,
punched him
shrugs,
before?
and says, you did just hatch. You do need a medical examination.
Not
It could
from
be
you.
either me-
Why
Not
don't
you've
we
lost
let
that
the
right
medic
real
do
fast.
it?
All right, fair enough.
If
Firelight,
anyone
you
gives
hatched
her a
her.
medical examination, it should
Firelight,
be
you hatched
Firelight
her,
because
I
she's
don't
examine
need
her.
the one who's the
anything.
medic.
No examining. No nothing.
I don't.
Just
I'm pretty sure no medical examination will be needed or anything. I'm sure we're
Hey.
I
fine.
think that all just sounds like a big. Do you have a name, Dragon? Yet?
no. No, I don't have a name. I just hatched. So I guess that falls to whoever hatched me, which I guess is you, Blue Pony.
Firelight.
I'm more of a darkish blue, but okay.
You're still blue. Just go with
I
it.
thought it was green, actually.
Are you
What?
are you
Are you
colorblind?
He is
Nope.
very clearly not green.
Why are we debating his color now?
I don't know.
Because that
Well,
Because
let's
I
see.
said Blue Pony, obviously.
Jeez, colorism.
I'm not sure. Hang on a second. I'll pull a few of the others and stuff into a huddle.
Dred
And
just rolls her eyes. Fine, discuss it, whatever.
should we just go ahead and pretty much fast forward through the whole discussion that we had the previous?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't need to have that all over again.
Yeah.
For those who do
Okay.
not follow the chat, this was debated extensively in the weeks
So
leading up to
much.
this session.
So
very
much.
extensively.
And the
Oh, we've
funniest
argued
thing-
everything about this character. What she should look like, what her name should be, just
What she
everybody
should
has a
wear.
different idea of it.
the funniest thing was I was actually left out of the name decision thing, which is kind of nice about it. To give it.
Codeman, I'm so sorry.
But to
Anyway.
balance for that, I did conference with Codeman about what kind of ability she should have. So,
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, God.
so to balance that out, because I mean he was the one who had the idea and hatched her. So.
Awesome.
So after a really kind of annoyingly long debate between the six of you, you finally decide on the name Aurelia. Aurelia. 1 L.
I thought it was two
That
L's.
was another subject of debate.
No, it's 1 L now.
It's going to be 1 L.
Even
Oh,
the
no, not this
spelling.
1.5 L's.
Ah.
1 L. An average of 1 L. Okay. And when you all turn back to tell her the good news that you've given her a name, you find her actually over by the horde munching on a bunch of gems that are lying around. Just kind of lounging back in the pile and just nomming on them casually. You done yet?
I think so.
Javolt walks up and examines her
No!
chewing very carefully. No, not just her chewing.
Can Tempered Steel grab Javolt and pull him away?
No, I'm not just gonna let you do that.
Can I roll to try and get him away?
If you're gonna do this every single time, Dr. Javolt does something.
Well, this is kind of one of those things where Dr. Javolt is clearly doing something he shouldn't, and he's already been reprimanded for it once, so it kind of requires action at
Well,
this.
I mean, Aurelia's already gonna pretty much shove him away with the second he
Well,
gets
if
close,
if
so
she shoves him away first, then
yeah, that's the
that would
reason.
take care of it anyway.
Yeah. You can
All right.
you can examine me chewing just fine from way over there, you creepy donkey.
Now, I'm a little confused, because you just hatched. How do you know already how to speak and what we are and all that?
Magic.
Well, yeah, magic. That whole container thing, that was, it's kind of this weird hyperbolic incubation thing. I was already kind of aware, but in kind of sleep mode, maybe, and, basically just, all that life energy just kind of grow, being forced into me so that when I hatch, I just instantly grow and normally into the giant, fire-breathing dragon that I'm supposed to be, but I guess this is what we're stuck with.
So basically skipping your entire childhood.
Yeah.
Teenage years are a bit like childhood.
Yeah. I don't know.
Except they suck.
Even for a world as lousy as this one, that still sounds kind of like a lousy deal.
Do you mind not being a child?
Well, I've heard Uncle Glaurung rant about the wasteland long enough to know that I probably wouldn't want to be a baby dragon in it.
Well, no offense, but your Uncle Glaurung was kind of completely insane and bent on vengeance.
He was a jerk.
Well, he did care for Aurelia in his own way, just kind of a sort of hatey, revengey kind of way.
Aurelia shoves Dr. Devolt away as he tries to examine her wings.
Javolt, leave her alone.
End up with someone
Seriously, Javolt, you are clearly just a... Oh, sometimes.
Can I check her over with magic to check her over to see, not like invasively, but just check to see if there's any sort of lingering effects from either like from the necrotic magic that you've been
ask nicely first.
Well, yeah, I was going to, but I was just checking if it was an actual mechanical thing.
Yes, you can do it.
So yeah, I wander up to Aurelia, and I ask, question. I'm a little bit worried about sort of lingering effects of the necrotic magics that were being infused with you when you're in the egg form. Do you mind if I just give you a quick magical examination? Nothing invasive, I assure you, just to make sure that nothing's twisted, so to speak.
The dragon kind of considers it and nods, and then looks over to the donkey and says, "See? That's how you do it."
I'm sorry,
I like
what?
her already.
So, yes, Zebra, you can examine me.
Thank you very much. 26.
All right. It seems that that she does seem to have magic on her, but it seems to be coming from within her, and there's no external force exerting any sort of will or effect on her.
Cool.
It seems that she possesses some magic of her own.
So,
Javolt turns to Zenkarn and says, "You're absolutely sure she's fully healthy and there's no side effect from the sudden growth?"
Well, magically she's fine. I mean, she's got magic of her own to deal with, but, I mean, she's got no lingering effects as far as I can see.
So,
Very well then.
You got to listen
Javolt leaves her alone.
You got to listen to your Uncle Glaurung rant for hours, I assume. What do you know of what he was planning to do?
I don't know, he just kind of went vaguely on and on about bringing back all the dragons. And making a new, bringing back all the dragons and making a new race of dragons that's like super resistant to this horrible wasteland. I think that's me.
Huh. And do you think that his brethren in this here valley might be working on similar projects?
Oh, I would. Yeah, well, I only know of like a couple of them, but yeah, I'd say they're all doing the same thing. Which, I can get behind that.
I'd say it's a good idea, except for the whole thing where my understanding is they were planning to use it to, destroy all the other races.
Well, I don't think dragons. I don't know. I don't think we like, killing all the things, because then there's no one to hunt.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Okay.
work on that attitude. We are not prey.
Well-
You're adorable.
Yeah.
But I suppose you're my, foster family or maybe just babysitters. Ugh, Glaurung was a terrible babysitter.
Well, he seemed like a terrible person and, well, individual in general.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm glad I was in the egg that whole time.
Yeah, well, let's start with something. You said he talked about some of the other dragons. I believe he mentioned one named Nidhogg while we were talking. Said he's responsible for some kind of zombie stuff.
Javolt takes a moment and looks at Powderkeg and says, "She just hatched, and you're interrogating her."
You tried to examine her. I don't really think what I'm doing is any worse than what you did.
What
Hell
I
of a
was
lot
doing
better.
was medical, and now
I'm just
that it's
asking a
done,
question.
What you were doing was unnecessarily invasive.
Anyway,
I
I
turn
was
to
just wondering if you
Aurelia
could tell us
and
anything
see-
about this Nidhogg, as if he might be responsible for why most of the
Javolt
dragons...
throws
Hold
up
up,
his
hold up,
hooves
hold
and
up, hold
walks
up.
off.
Aurelia, holds up a claw and then looks over to Javolt and says, do you promise that all you were trying to do was check me medically?
Yes.
You weren't just trying to perv on me.
No.
Flotsam
You're far
goes,
too young for me.
Ew!
What?
So, yeah,
Alright, I don't think, I'm not sure if I can take your word on that, but I'll just pretend that you are, and hopefully this will improve.
Javolt's like the creepy
well,
uncle.
so anyway, I was wondering if
And
you could tell us
Javolt
anything
goes back
about...
to Powderkeg and says, "We need to give her some time to acclimate. We do not want to make her feel that interrogation is a normal form of conversation."
I'm
Jeez,
not
you guys.
interrogating.
How long
Really?
have you been in this party? This is interrogating either each other or other people is like all we do.
Will y'all
He
just
knows.
let me ask her the goddamn question?
Go ahead.
Well, if you give her a toy, go to the horde and give her a
Oh,
toy.
fuck.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
need any toys.
Do you have
Aurelia,
what you're saying?
do you
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Can I just ask, what do you know of the other dragons? That's all I wanted to ask.
Yeesh, you guys argue like this every time you say a single sentence?
Yeah,
You
it
have
gets
no
really
idea.
old.
Frustrating.
We're a rather dysfunctional family.
We're trying to work on it.
Oh, better than a greedy, grasping babysitter, I'll take it. Seriously, you have no idea how much Glaurung sucked to be around for decades.
We were around him for what? Maybe a couple hours? We were getting annoyed with him.
Yeah, imagine that just about all waking hours of the day.
It's okay,
You wouldn't
though. We
believe
blew
I
him to
was-
smithereens.
Yeah, he did not believe I was a dragon when I told him I was.
That's because you are very obviously not a dragon.
What
I don't
drugs
remember
do I
you
have?
saying that. And that's
Oh,
not her speaking, it's just...
No, he did say that. You
No,
remember
he
when,
did. It was
when
in
Glaurung was taunting him in the Hall of Artifacts? He was like,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
"You're not a dragon, so I don't care." And he's just like, "I am a dragon."
And then he just rage quit. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, the rage quit bit.
Hmm.
Oh, that was pretty awesome, yeah. Alright. So, finally, she says, the only ones that, Uncle Glau really cared about were the ones, like, right next to him in the order around the Maw. Let's see, I think the one over, like, on one side is Nidhogg and the other is, Vasuki.
Well, I'm guessing Nidhogg is responsible for the zombie curse, but...
Oh, yeah, Nidhogg is like this, I don't know, ghost zombie thing, I don't know.
What
So what
about
about
the
the
suit?
undead necromancer?
Well, I mean, all the dragons at this point, all the big dragons that are in charge around here, they're all dead. They're all on some level kind of necromantic type thing.
So
But
kind of like
Nidhogg was the one who sort of
Outrun
brought them
level
back,
that.
right?
Yeah, no, See, we got a problem here. I'm afraid that one of our friends here is a bit of a necromancer, and well, he might just end up worshipping what Nidhogg does.
Oh, the zebra?
Yeah.
Hi.
Good guess.
Because it's not like I
I
mentioned
don't know.
necrotic magic.
I don't know how Uncle Nidhogg would respond to that, or if he would respond at all.
Oh, well, I imagine if he's anything like Glaurung, not very well.
No, they're pretty. Glaurung didn't like Nidhogg.
Really?
I like him more and more as we speak.
I mean, all the dragons. I mean, dragons just, we stick with other dragons. But at the same time, we kind of, what's ours is ours, and not our neighbors.
Well, by what I can tell, Glaurung mostly faked his horde, so...
Oh, there's a little bit left, she says as she noms on another gem.
True, but... So...
Oh, and I get a share of the treasure, right?
Well,
I think you're eating your
kind
share.
of eating your share.
Well, technically it is all hers anyway.
Hey, ours by right of conquest. This is the
Hers
wasteland.
by right of inheritance.
I'm not. No, I'm not his daughter. Not even adopted. Don't even joke about that.
Okay, well, okay.
Aurelia,
There you
I
go.
have a question.
Right of conquest.
Yeah, little
Flotsam.
flotsam. Right. I'm still not gonna remember that.
That's okay. Do you eat stuff other than gems? Because I'm not sure we're gonna find that many out in the wastes.
Yeah, I eat meat.
Oh,
Oh,
not
that's gonna
honey
be
meat though,
fun.
right? We taste really bad.
Well, the way we've been going, I have little doubt we'll kill enough raiders to keep up that going.
As long as you cook the pony first, I'm okay.
We're
can't you cook him
we're gonna
yourself?
avoid that.
Oh, you're
So
right.
you can't be fire?
Let me try. And then she
Stand back.
lets out a quick gout of flame out of her mouth, and then
Is it Golden Flame?
no, it's just regular fire,
Oh.
regular red, orange red fire.
That's so cool. You're real cool.
Oh, first time I've ever done that. Oh,
You'll
Hey,
probably get
oh.
used to it.
Out of curiosity, now she has a character sheet, right?
oh, she does have some stats, yes.
Now, is that something that's supposed to remain secret, or...
I will just after we're done fully introducing and whatnot.
Okay.
I don't want to
Alright,
give away all her powers all at once.
So Javolt holds up his claw and says, "Do you need me to examine your throat now?"
It's just a little soot, I think, in the esophagus. That's about it. Oh,
You'll probably get used to it.
yeah. Oh, man, I don't know how dragons dealt with that. Oh,
I don't know. I use magic.
I imagine it wasn't very pleasant, but I imagine you'll get used to it. I mean, considering your biology or whatever it's built for it.
Actually, Firelight will now try out the using his fire magic and stuff to make little puffs of fire as well. It's been a while since I did that.
Ooh,
So,
you got fire magic too, little pony?
Little? You're not that big, much
Oh.
bigger than us.
Well, I was supposed to be a lot bigger.
Well, until that
Well.
day.
You know.
How would you get out if you were any bigger?
Dragons are pretty
Good
strong. She would have found a
point.
way.
Yeah, actually, I don't think he thought that through. I think he just expected me to like crash through the ceiling or something.
Hey, I was wondering
Stupid.
something. We may have I mean, I'm not trying to rush us or anything, but we may have incited the rage of a large group of raiders, which might be around the base of this spire. So I was wondering if there might be another exit, maybe through Boneyard Cave or something nearby.
No. There's no way he would have two entrances into this thing. He's trying to keep it secure.
Well, not another entrance, it's an exit only.
Well, he was a tricky individual, so it's not impossible that he might have had, a secret passageway.
Well, if he does,
I mean,
I don't know about it.
Didn't his book mention something about some kind of some kind of boneyard cave thing?
It mentioned Boneyard Cave, but nothing to indicate there was necessarily a passageway there, as far as I could tell.
Javolt raises an eyebrow and says, "Why don't we all go retrieve the book and examine it for this supposed second passageway?"
Well, hold on. Before we go, why don't we take some of this actual treasure?
Yes,
No, it's-
please.
Well,
Sounds smart.
leave some for the raiders.
What?
No, we're not gonna leave some
No.
raiders.
We leave it for raiders.
We did kill a few of them. They will
We're
be
not gonna give them
inside.
compensation.
What?
Listen.
Raiders.
You want to leave
We're
something for the
supposed to
raiders?
kill.
I'll leave you for the raiders.
I mean,
Would you prefer to fight a large group of raiders, or
I'd
leave
prefer
them
to kill them.
something to distract them?
you're
But
making...
the gold won't distract them for long. They're raiders. They kill ponies. It's what they do. Whether or not we leave any gold, they're still going to come after us, so we might as well take the gold. We need
What
to
if
pay
we-
back those good
Your
folks in
plan
Flametongue
has
anyway.
not a lick of sense.
the
What?
leaving gold behind for raiders.
Okay, Javolt is
Nope.
going to say, what if we say Glaurung killed their friends?
What?
They're still
will
gonna
still
kill us.
kill
They
us.
are
Still gonna
raiders.
kill us.
I don't get it.
If we say Glaurung killed their friends and that we avenged them, they might forget their need for vengeance.
Yeah,
No,
well,
no,
this
they're
would
just
make
gonna-
our
they're gonna
friends
thank us,
if we're
and
talking
then they're gonna
about
rip our
rational
sleeves out.
ponies.
They're-
But we're talking about raiders. Raiders aren't rational. They will kill us. It's what they do.
Javolt rolls his
Yeah.
eyes and says, very well, if you know so much more about raiders than I do.
I think some
Well,
of us
I-
know a lot more about raiders than you.
Yeah, I think we do know a lot more about raiders than you do.
I spent most of my life killing them. I assure you, you will see no quarter.
Yeah, odds of us leaving gold behind for, doing anything is about nil.
Can
Zero.
we,
Yeah, we're not letting stuff go. We are looting everything that is not nailed
I can't
down
believe
and
we're
then
arguing
getting the
about
hell out.
So,
Aurelia just kind of looks on with a disinterested expression. It's like, really? More arguing?
Yeah,
We're-
this is
Welcome
how
to the
we
group.
think.
we really haven't worked out our dysfunction.
We really... You'll find us arguing against Javolt a lot. He tends to do things that the rest of us find very questionable.
Well, look, let's just figure out what's here first, and then talk about how much we can carry with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
how much of it are we able to take?
All right. So here's what's basically left. There's Glaurung's Book of Marks back in the city area. There's basically a large pile of gems, which Aurelia seems to have laid claim to.
We'll want to take along some of those for her.
Yeah. There are some what looks like ancient tapestries of dragons. Something that would go in a castle hall, something like that. Although they're kind of torn up, and could use some reconstruction.
Oh, those will decorate the home nicely.
There's a pile of what looks like broken guns, both energy weapons and otherwise.
I will so take some of them if no one else does.
They're
I was
broken.
thinking,
Yes,
thinking Javolt
and
would steal
Flotsam
them.
has... Flotsam wants them anyway. She has her reasons.
There's
Javolt is going to go through examining them, but as soon as he's done examining each one, he's going to pass it off.
all right. There are some caps, some piles of caps scattered throughout the treasure hoard. Gathered all together, it's about 1,400.
Awesome.
Nice.
Are these all out of combat, though?
All out of combat caps.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm going to have Tempered Steel take the Book of Marks. If
All right.
Probably a good
and
idea.
how big a tapestries are these?
They're
Well, we
pretty
can-
darn tall.
Okay, so probably not something we can
If you
carry
if you
easily.
rolled them up, they would probably be. they'd
Hey,
be
Spud,
pretty
can we have a
bulky.
number that's divisible by 6?
Well, I've
No,
given
we
you
need a number.
Well,
Invisible by savage.
1,400. We could.
well, there's
divide
also
it
the
up
question
by
of
including
how
spread.
much of it can we actually carry.
Well, don't forget I can summon another 4 zombie minions. I mean, they only last for 3 hours, but I mean,
Well,
How long
are we following the rule of gold is weightless, or money is weightless, or are we following
Caps-
the rule of
caps
we
are
actually have to
weightless.
wait? Okay,
Woo!
we can just take them all.
Yeah, and also the 14.
When she
So it's 1,400.
when
It's
Aurelia sees
1,400
you
caps?
taking the caps, she says, "That's money, right?"
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
And I get a share, right?
no.
That sounds sensible.
Wait,
Yeah.
what are you even gonna do with it?
I'll
the same stuff we're gonna do with it.
spend it on stuff.
Nah,
Then
alright, fair enough.
Well,
Girls
then
got
I
a
guess
shop.
each of us get 200.
Sounds good to me.
Works for me.
So
Free.
200 caps per person.
And then, once you've gone through all of that, the last thing you find of significance seems to be this little bauble, this kind of gyroscope type thing. This golden gyroscope.
Does it look highly mechanical?
I don't know, just kind of a bauble. It doesn't look like any sort of special machine, but
Can I take a closer look at it at all?
yes, you can. I mean, there's nothing stopping you.
Okay. That would be perception, would it?
Sure.
16.
All right.
I will also investigate it. Or can I
Okay.
use mechanics to investigate it?
Sure.
Can I investigate it, but, Arcana?
Yes, you can use Arcana.
Okay, so with the mechanics, that's going to be a 24.
16 perception, 24 mechanics,
27 Arcana.
27 Arcana. All
Because I
right.
can't roll above 10 for some reason.
It certainly seems to be more of a mechanical device in nature. And you're not sure exactly what it does, but whenever it gets close to something, it seems, it will start spinning faster and faster, generating something.
Tempered Steel's not going to touch it, but he's going to just lightly point his hammer towards it and see if that gets a reaction.
That gets absolutely no reaction whatsoever.
Okay.
Point the
Hey.
key towards it.
Okay, yes.
He would, but it's in the lift.
Oh.
He points
Hey, Javot,
yeah,
you
right.
haven't seen anything like this, have you?
Let me see if I can. Hold on. Do I roll knowledge for that?
Sure.
All right.
So you get a 20 on your knowledge history roll, and you've heard of sort of trinkets like these having kind of a karmic effect. Basically, having this around will make it more likely to find stuff of, not sure exactly what, but find more stuff of value.
It's a treasure
Javot
hunt.
raises an eyebrow and says, "It's a magical metal detector."
Alright then.
So we're keeping
Cool.
it, right?
Oh hell yeah!
Powder
No, we're
picks
gonna
it up
leave
and
it
puts
here.
it in his saddlebag.
And when you put it in your saddlebag, you find that the caps you found earlier, there are actually more of them that you missed. There's another 140.
Oh,
Huh.
well, another 20 for everyone.
So I guess we all just got an extra 220 caps. Well, not
We'll have to
bad.
keep our eyes open for those things. See if we can find any more.
Man, people leave these everywhere.
Now, I wonder if this thing helps us find treasures. You think it might help in locating the other dragons? If it finds their treasure hoards, maybe?
Anything's possible at this point.
It doesn't seem like that's part of its function.
Well, let's see. We have one key. And, I don't know, I guess maybe just reading too many stories, but usually there's some hint of the next destination in the previous destination on a journey. I guess maybe I'm just thinking in terms of fiction, but we could
Well, Blue Moon
try and
might
look
have more
for
information on
Powder
it.
keg's
about
going
that.
meta!
Hey,
Again.
have Flotsam take all the guns, or
I will take as many guns as are not wanted by other ponies, and as many as provided that they fit in my saddlebags.
Hey,
Um,
this may be slightly meta, but anyone who's read more than a few stories can easily assume this.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
True.
I mean, do the energy weapons just look like generic energy weapons?
Yeah, laser, plasma, stuff like that.
Do any of them look like they work?
No.
So
Do
we know
any-
energy weapons probably break too.
Do any of them look like they're repairable, theoretically?
Well,
Javolt
I
should
have
be able to tell
freaky
us.
knowledge repair equipment.
I have freaky knowledge explosives.
I also have freaky knowledge explosives.
they do look like they could be repairable.
And this is why Flotsam wants them.
Well, do any of them look like they'd be better sized towards someone of tempered steel size rather than a pony?
No, they all seem to be pony-sized. Although, as you examine them, Aurelia kind of picks up one of the laser blasters and starts kind of pointing it around experimentally. Huh. So this is the stuff that doesn't work here?
Pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Seems so.
You know anything about the dragon who's responsible for that curse?
I think it's, I don't know, the big one who came up with the idea. Oh, I forgot her name. What was it? She taps it against her head, and then accidentally, her claw presses down on the trigger, and the gun fires a laser bolt up into the ceiling.
Oh, wait a sec.
A few rocks crumble down onto the cave floor.
How did you do that?
Whoa, 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 whoa! That was cool.
Okay, tempered steel's going to pick up one of the guns, aim it in a direction where it'll looks like it'll do the least damage, and try pulling the trigger.
What kind of gun did you pick up?
One of the energy weapons that looks like it might be the most functional. That also, I mean,
That looks like it might be the most functional. Alright, that would be probably one of the laser rifles.
right, one of the laser rifles.
And, when you pull the trigger, the laser rifle begins to shake and spark.
Okay, he's going to toss it away as far as he can.
Javolt walks up to Aurelia and says, "May I borrow that for a second?"
The laser rifle explodes, thankfully harmlessly away from you.
I
don't recommend it. Obviously what's going on here is that these dragon curses must not apply to dragons.
Javolt rolls his eyes and says, "We need to know if that works away from her, if she's fixed the gun, or if it'll go back to not working if someone else fires it."
Good point,
agree with
guess.
Javolt.
Surprisingly, he has a good idea.
I guess
Well
it-
then,
Okay,
fire
well,
away.
let's-
Alright, Aurelia carefully hands the gun over to you.
Javolt points the gun at a boulder and tries to carve his face into it with the gun. Because why not?
You click the trigger and you hear a pew, and then the gun seems to stop working altogether.
So yep, it's only
Javolt
when she's
hands
holding
the gun back to Aurelia and points at the boulder.
Aurelia just kind of gives you an odd look, then fiddles with the gun, you hear "Bloop," and then she fires, and a bit of laser burns into the boulder.
Well, go figure.
Well, somebody's got a
get that
gun
one.
now.
Well, you might want to look in those guns for some spare energy batteries or whatever they use, because I doubt you're gonna find many of them out in the wastes. Might be good
Javolt.
to conserve.
Javolt says, "And you might only be immune to the gunsmith's curse. The other curses might still affect you."
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if she does have immunity to the other curses.
We can assume nothing.
We can make it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Aurelia
we're gonna figure out-
her eyes have gotten really big, and she's like staring at the guns, like really just kind of excitedly.
Is there a P94 plasma rifle among them?
No, it seems to be just generic brand, laser.
Damn it,
pistols
because the
and-
P94 looks so cool.
May Flotsam start going through the pile of weapons to find energy cells compatible with the gun that Aurelia has picked up.
Anyway,
Fun.
tempered steel is going to help Flotsam in gathering up those energy charges.
All right, you gather up quite a few spark battery packs and plasma cores.
And give them to Aurelia.
Anyone got like a backpack I can put these on?
Tempered Steel. I don't think Tempered Steel has used that bag he picked up from that dead raider in the first session.
Oh yeah.
But doesn't that still have stuff in it? I mean, we actually haven't gone
took it
through
out.
that.
No, he dumped.
No, the raider. Like
Yeah,
the very
Oh,
first session.
right.
There was a raider in session 1 that blew himself up, and Tempered Steel took his bag and all that.
All right, then.
Right. I thought you meant the letter guy.
Well, those bags are kind of torn up by the explosion, I think.
Oh, they're not usable at all?
They're probably with a little bit of repair, they're probably usable, but
Javont grabs the bags and decides.
Didn't Powder Pig also buy like a second set of saddlebags that he put in his saddlebags?
Yes,
Actually,
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Javont takes.
A couple of us
Excuse
did
me.
it.
Javont
But
takes
Powder
the
Keg has
raggedy.
plans for those.
Oh,
Javont takes
How
the
did
rag.
they could
Can I say anything?
yes.
Javont takes the raggedy bags that Tempered Steel has and uses fabricates to convert them up to new bags
Using what material?
using the bags from Tempered Steel.
No, those. What?
You're using
He
the
only has
bags
the one
to
bag.
fix the bags.
No, I'm
Wait, how
using
many
them
bags
to
does he
make new
have?
bags.
Is it just the one big bag, or is it like 2 saddlebags?
It's whatever the crazy raider had.
No, that
Yeah.
actually makes sense, because if the bag's torn up, then it's just a bunch of strips of leather and stuff. He can form those into a new fixed bag. Also, they would be different form. They'd be saddlebags. He can design a backpack for her.
Yeah,
just
that's
be
what I'm
smaller than
saying.
the original bag?
Yeah.
All right, you can do that. You fashion for her a backpack.
Which works around her wings, I guess.
Yeah, it'd have to work around her wings, basically.
Like a shoulder bag, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, what you do is you basically fashion a messenger bag for her.
Yay! She is such a hipster. Next up, glasses.
She needs the scarf
No,
first.
no,
The
not
scarf
glasses.
is better. The scarf is really cool. I think she should have the scarf.
Okay, and then
Fake glasses annoy me.
I wear glasses and I love them.
I wear glasses too, and
I'm not saying she needs fake glasses. I'm saying we should figure out that she's not actually got great depth perception and might need glasses.
Except, she shoots fairly competently, so.
That's true. Oh,
we don't want to put a handicap on the
Yes, she
eyesight
can
of
hit
our
a giant
shooter.
boulder from a brief distance away, yes. That's
That's
great
good enough
marksmanship.
to.
okay, we'll
Hey,
find out.
so
about-
far it's better than most people in the party.
So, yes, Tempered Steel to play things on the safe side and all that. He's also going to pick up a couple of the better condition energy weapons for spares.
Mm-hmm. It's for repairs.
That, yeah, and maybe there's a hope of repairing them into functionality too. We can figure out how to make them work.
We'd have to undo the gunsmith's curse, and by what I've understood, the strongest dragon has that curse going, so probably won't be any time soon that we can
Alright,
get.
since this is
guns
starting to wind
portable.
down, I'm going to go ahead and link to you guys the Google Doc describing Aurelia's abilities.
So
and attributes.
yay!
about the only
It's
thing we
gonna
have.
be OP and ridiculous.
It says I need permission.
Need permission,
Ah.
bud. You have locked us out.
Private, anyone with the link can view. Ding. Done.
Awesome. Now it's working. Okay,
Wow, Specialist
teenage.
Fireborn? Wow, she
mutant
is so
dragon.
OP, Spud.
The only thing we haven't dug into yet is the gold, right?
There's not a whole lot of actual gold sticking around.
Oh, are we having Aurelia carry her own gems then?
Oh, does she not have an expert skill?
She does not have an expert skill.
Nice. Highest. Wait, is that the highest stealth in the party?
No, actually. Surprisingly enough, Powder Keg has Powder Keg has 10 stealth as well.
Yeah, so
Oh, fair
does
enough.
Blossom.
Oh yeah, because you
Just
guys
as
will be
just as a
magical.
result of putting so much into mechanics.
So,
Woohoo,
to
Night
basically,
Watch
for the
buddies.
benefit of everyone who is listening and doesn't have the link, she basically fireborn. She can breathe fire and is immune to fire and lava outside combat. She's naturally immune to radiation, taint, other mutative hazards of the wasteland, as well as the curses of Dragon's Maw.
Well, there you go.
Her brawn is 9, precision 7, knowledge 4, horse sense 8. Trained in endurance and stealth. As for utility talents and other powers, once per day she can use a talent called Deceive the Senses. Basically something she picked up from Glaurung in his illusory magic. Basically change appearance of stuff en masse for about 5 minutes. She can speak with animals. She has Night Watch because of her, golden glowing eyes in the dark. It's almost like flying because of her wings, but she kind of sucks at it. And a talent called Lead by Example, where if she is aiding someone else's skill check and she does better than them, then suddenly she's the one making the main roll and the other person's assisting.
Yes.
This is gonna have her just out-rolling the party all the time, isn't it?
I'm hoping so.
Aurelia is best friend.
Oh, god.
Well,
damn
it's not that she ends up being the one doing it. It's that the roll results are swapped.
Oh, the roll results are swapped, so...
Well, I've got that too, and I really ought to be using that
Right,
more.
yes.
than I have,
So basically
probably.
she gives them her result and she gets their result.
Mm-hmm.
I really ought to be using my version of that more often.
Probably.
Can't
Which
believe
can
she's
actually
got
be
a
used
fifth.
very well if you, because often screwing up an assist means you just didn't help very much, but screwing up, the main roll means you totally failed. So if you see someone rolling that one, you're like, can I roll an assist check? And you roll much better, just swap it.
Although then someone on assisting rolled the nat 1, and then it's still kind of, ugh.
But it's not nearly as bad as the main roll being a 1.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's perfect, and it's really good, and it's much better than not having anything done about it.
Also, we're
Does
keeping.
does she have a level?
No.
Okay.
She also doesn't have
Levels?
any combat talents.
Yeah, we're keeping her out of combat because some of us still think she's fairly newborn, so.
Some of
Wait.
us...
I think that's a bad argument considering that we have Flotsam
Hello!
fighting.
And yes,
Flotsam can at least use
Wait,
explosives.
Aurelia just kind of looks at her. Wait, she fights?
It's not
She
my
can
Well,
fight?
Yes.
Spies.
Oh yeah, she's
Is there
actually
something
very
wrong with the
competent.
Philly? Is there something
very
wrong
good at
with
it,
the Philly
just-
fighting? Alongside a group of 5 grown males?
on the
You're
other
ponies.
hand,
You're not supposed to be that awesome.
You can
Well,
be a
I am
one
technically a donkey.
I'm a minotaur.
zebra.
You see, Glaurung may have vastly underestimated the accomplishments of Ponycan.
Yeah, like blowing up the entire world.
Well, when
You
you
know-
think about it, that was a bad thing. But if you think about the kind of magical power it took to do that, it's still
Wasn't
kind
that
of
actually
impressive.
the zebras?
On the other hand,
It
considering
was
she can
both,
shoot-
technically.
It was kind of both of us. The zebras launched first, but we kind of launched all of ours in response. So
Boom.
considering she has the energy weapon, she may just be able to sit outside of battle and pick off enemies from a safe distance.
Yeah.
if she's
Dragonic
if
sniper.
she's any good with a gun.
Well, if we get
Give her a little while of
glasses-
practice. Yeah, Javot can
sure-
just invent of zoom in glasses. It'll be fantastic.
Oh god.
So
I will drop
Great
it
Din in the chat says, ooh, not the best argument. Man, it was a really crappy thing to do, but it was the prettiest, most amazing crappy thing ever.
I didn't say it was pretty. I said it was impressive. The power it took.
All the explosions are pretty.
So I know you said there isn't much gold, but is there any that we can take with us?
There's the gems, there's...
Well, Aurelia's carrying, well,
So, no, there's not really a whole lot of actual gold, no.
Well, that's okay. What are we going to use gold for
Nothing.
anyway?
It's
Nothing
mostly just some gold dust.
nothing really worth taking then.
No.
How many of those tapestries were there?
Seems to be about 7.
One each.
Are they small enough that we could each carry one?
No, they're actually quite huge.
What are
Okay.
quite huge?
Dying.
Tapestries.
Javolt
there-
looks at the tapestries and
take
says,
the small-
mayhap we can make tents out of these things.
Is there anywhere in this cave that it looks like they could be hidden to potentially come back and get them later?
It's not like anybody's gonna come in here after we leave.
Raiders.
We have the key.
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. Well,
Actually, would the key work on the other dragon lairs? Do
Well,
we know this?
only one way,
One way to find out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
Jinx.
want to look into that later.
Yeah, there's. I think the best nook for hiding something would probably be that vault you found Aurelia's egg in.
Okay. So we can roll up the tapestries and stick them in there for now.
Before we do that, may I read the tapestries just quickly?
Javolt starts hanging the tapestries up inside the vault and says, your playroom deserves better decoration.
The tapestries are absolutely massive. You can't really
Okay.
hang much of them up. But the rest of it just kind of rolls across the floor.
But we can roll them up and stick them in there for now for storage.
Yeah, the tapestries don't seem to have any writing, save for some.
Now, are these the ones? Are these the same? Are these the same things that we saw in that Hall of Marks when Tempered Steel went in there?
No, they're not. They depict
Okay.
they depict different dragons.
Oh,
Okay,
we should look them over before we roll them up. Look at them.
Well, that's what I was saying, but I didn't say it very well.
Well, do
I
any
just kind of
look
meant
like
to look at the
Glaurung?
stories they were telling.
Yeah, one of them does look like Glaurung.
Okay, let's look these things
Oh,
over.
there are 7, one for each dragon. Right, sorry.
So there's just a little bit of draconic script around the edges of the tapestry,
Send card.
And
which
we all
which Aurelia walks over and says, "Oh, right. It just says Glaurung's name over and over again."
Oh, they all say Glaurung?
No. This one, she points at the one with Glaurung on it. This one says Glaurung's name over and over again, which...
Do the other
He was a little
tapestries
bit self-centered
name the other
like that.
dragons?
Say what? There were two people speaking there at once.
Do the
Alright.
other-
What did the other one say?
She kind of walks over to each tapestry, just kind of looks over. Well, there's Nidhogg, and it's Glaurung's is a gold tapestry. Nidhogg is this black tapestry.
Of course.
Shiny.
Vasuki, this one says Vasuki, and it's a blue tapestry. There's one that says Smaug, and it's a red tapestry.
Smaug.
There's one that says Ormar, and it's this kind of steel gray tapestry. And there's Tanis, which is this green tapestry.
Ooh.
And then color is faded on this one. This one says Astaroth, I think, and it's got this whole multitude of colors on it. It's like, red and gold and green.
That's the main dragon.
Is this Astaroth one the powerful one responsible for the gunsmith curse?
If I had to make a guess, yeah.
Do you know what Vasuki is responsible for?
What do you mean responsible for?
In terms of curses.
Oh, what are the curses again?
Does anyone actually remember all the
There's one where
curses?
your friends will backstab you, and there's one where your magic goes out of control,
Bet
and
you
there's one where
bet you that's
technology turns
Vasuki.
against you.
The one.
magic out of control?
Yeah, the magic one.
Well,
That's gonna be fun.
are all of the dragons quite so spiteful as Glaurung?
They all kind of hate you guys.
But to the
Well.
same degree or to a lesser degree?
Good. I think even the least degree of dragons hating the ones who, the ponies who killed them is probably still going to be pretty severe.
That is
Well,
true.
don't any of them take the time to think that we're not the ones responsible for that?
We kind of are,
'cause-
though. Like, a
No,
little
we're
bit.
not. That was
Well,
people
not
ponies
us
who've been
personally,
long
but
dead. Long.
They can't really
dead.
kill the ones who are responsible. We're the next best thing, I guess.
See, this girl gets it.
But hang on,
This really gets it.
Nidhogg can revive the dead. Of course they can just kill whoever started it. They're just not trying hard enough.
Well, that's
They're
one way to
There's a
look at it.
body.
I guess so.
So,
Do you
Dr.
think
Javolt
any of them might be
wanders-
reasonable enough to maybe listen to a good argument?
Dr. Javolt takes his time to wander into the city and get the Book of Marks.
Okay.
yeah, Tempered Steel already has that. Is getting that first.
Oh yeah, right. You said that earlier.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
said
I
that
said
a
that a
while
little
ago.
while ago.
Oh,
We just never got around to
okay.
it.
Do you think some of your these dragons might be more willing to listen to us if we had you with us?
huh. I guess it depends if I'm helping you kill him or not.
Well, with all due respect, I would prefer not to kill the dragons and to get to a peaceful resolution because, from what I can tell, Glaurung seems to be the weakest, and I'd rather not die fighting dragons.
And also,
Then why are
we
you
don't want to
freaking
kill
here?
a whole...
Well,
Well,
I'd rather not
touche.
kill them because hopefully we can avoid, making the violence continue.
See, the understanding here was that the dragons were all, like, dead, not mostly dead.
Look, this is what I know. Basically, the bombs wiped out most of the dragons, and then there was like about a year or two where the most powerful ones, they had a year before they got killed over by the lingering radiation after the bombs. So they put together this whole freaking curse setup and hid away their horde so they could kill as many ponies as possible. That was the plan.
You
That's
mean
what
they
you're up
didn't do
against.
something? Wait,
We're screwed.
so what, like, right away just doesn't work on dragons?
Oh, well, I don't know about that stuff, but
They
they're-
didn't think this through, did they?
they didn't. I don't think they had. That's the stuff that you ponies use to cure radiation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, imagine right after the bombs fell, there was like a ton of it, and there was no like quantity that could cover a giant dragon like that.
Oh.
Like,
I guess.
So they were basically screwed.
yeah, and all the ponies who were making it were dead, and
Everybody's dead.
yeah, I mean that's kind of what,
Cue necromancy. But, what do I know?
So, looking at these tapestries and the words on them, can I have Tempered Steel attempt to take what she said the names are and what the draconic language is on it to try and make a mental note for like trying to,
In case if we see the names again later.
well, or even just if just a
you
long
want to try and learn draconic?
well, as if he wants to do that as attempting a long-term project, and
Well,
I mean, can I have Tempered Steel attempt to do that?
Well, the thing about the draconic script is that it doesn't seem to match one-to-one with normal alphabet.
Well,
so
there's
you can definitely write down the symbols and match them to the names and use that as reference, but it's not going to be that simple to learn the language.
well, I'm not expecting it would be, but I'm guessing there's got to be some sort of pattern, however difficult it may be.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not looking to have him instantly learn Draconic or learn it in the short term. I'm just
No,
saying.
I didn't
Just
think
maybe
you did.
recognize the names if you see them again.
Sure. Yes, you can.
what
do
do you
that.
what do you bet Smaug is responsible for the blood
Okay.
curse?
Believe
So do
it
I
red.
Not dead on that.
So do I need to make a roll on that at all, or just
No,
go ahead?
just
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alrighty. So if we asked all the questions that we need to,
Alright, so let's see.
Mm.
Here's Great Din's predictions. Nidhogg, Black Tapestry, Zombie Curse. Vasuki, Blue Tapestry, Voodoo Curse. Smaug, Red Tapestry, Blood Curse. Oromar, Steel Grey Tapestry, Machine Curse. Tanis, Green Tapestry, Backstab. Astaroth, Multitude of Colors, probably responsible for Gunsmith Curse.
Now, listen for the typing as Newbiespud changes all of that.
There's one D in Nidhogg and there's one N in Tanis.
Huh.
That's
Okay.
about the only misspellings. There's no I in Ormar. Ormar, it's just Ormarr. But yes, those
Alright.
are the 7 dragons.
I believe that that approximation of which curse is assigned to which seems pretty reasonable, judging by what we know of them so far.
Pretty much.
So, looks like we have a legion of spiteful dragons who all decided to be assholes because they were dead and didn't want to admit it, and, decided to just try and kill as much as possible because that's fun.
Kind of
Sounds
like
like
you with
something we know.
Raiders.
Kind of like me with Raiders, but don't you ever expect, don't think Powder Keg will ever understand the parallel.
Yeah.
Aurelia,
We're all
question.
done.
I've put all these names up in the consolidation doc.
If we're all done with the tapestries, Steel is going to roll them up and then put them in the egg chamber.
All right.
Alright, and now my next question. Is there anything else we need to ask?
I have one, if that's okay. Aurelia, I'm not sure if we asked this, but did Glaurung mention anything about the others guarding dragon eggs of their own?
I don't think he was. If he did, he wasn't at all specific about it. You don't know.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
And neither does Aurelia.
Okay, so should we head on out?
Yeah.
I guess, but I would really like to try and find another way out, because I'm pretty sure raiders are going to be around this spire.
When did you ever think raiders were a problem?
Well, they are a problem in large numbers.
Alright,
I
if you
prefer to
want-
pick them off.
Javolt is going to take a moment to wait.
Okay, sure.
Did we all heal up after the battle?
Yes, you've taken kind of a short rest. You're all kind of healed up.
There's
Do
a
you want
me
fine
to
line
stop?
between vengeance and there's a fine line between doling out enough vengeance to be satisfied and going in and getting yourself killed. I prefer to
Would've
walk
thought.
that line.
I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as enough vengeance.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Coming from
Steel,
you, that just sounds odd.
Temper Steel rolled a 13 on
makes
attempting to
sense.
search for additional exits.
I guess perception or streetwise, I guess, would be appropriate
Alright.
for a search.
I will roll as well.
All the rolls, all the time.
Watch someone get okay, I got a 9, so I'm not finding anything, but watch someone get a nat 20 perception here.
I suppose.
24. And I finally roll over 10. Oh yeah.
Aurelia's gonna take a look around.
Oh yeah, she can do that.
Dwarf doors.
She doesn't do that well. She doesn't really know the area, especially with all the gold city gone.
Looks like Zenkarn's 24 is the best roll so far.
Yep.
So does that result in anything?
Let's see.
I'm sorry, Spud.
You search very, 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 very thoroughly, but it seems that this whole underground complex was here just for the city, and there don't seem to be any other exits other than the elevator.
Alright.
Forcing us into Raider Trap.
Well, you guys,
Is the elevator
I could
still
always-
working?
what?
Is the elevator still working?
I
You
hope
know
so.
what?
It's the
You
only
know
way
what?
out.
To be
Yeah,
yes.
it worked when Steel tried the key.
Yeah, it still seems
Guys?
to be working. Oh, yes. Platinum.
I could always fly up and just kind of take a quick look and see if there's any raiders, and then if there are, we can be more prepared for them. Maybe? Or would you rather all just go up at once?
I'd rather all go up
Uh,
at once, because if they catch you alone, it could be very bad.
I could go with her,
Yeah.
says Aurelia.
Yeah, Aurelia
I
can go with
feel safer if Aurelia win, I'm not gonna lie.
What
How
are you
about,
doing?
how about they both go up? They can cover
Oh,
each
that's
other's
if they both.
backs.
Flotsam,
I don't
it's
need
not
to
that
know
I
this,
don't
but I'm
trust
pretty
you on
small.
your own, but
It's
I
that
was
I'm
on
just
my own
worried
until I
about.
found you.
yeah, you have a point there. And how was that going?
It was fine. I survived, didn't I? I mean, up until the incident, but we don't talk about that.
Well, okay, yeah.
The
I
what?
mean, I guess, but still, if you go with Aurelia, two heads are better than one, and all of that.
Yeah, I'm fine with going with Aurelia. Aurelia, don't get shot at, okay?
I'll try. Are you really expecting that much trouble outside?
Well,
We don't know yet,
it
that's why we're
kinda,
checking.
well, there's this gang called the Four Horses, and I don't know how much you know about them, but,
Not much.
They're
Hey,
bad
hey,
dudes.
let's just say, if any opponent actually deserves the Dragon's Wrath, it's them.
Why?
Because they kinda
Because they're
kill, murder, and
jerks.
steal for the hell of it. It's their shits and giggles.
They're kind of evil.
Okay. Isn't
they're
that
not a
kind
fun
of what
evil.
you ponies do, though?
Yeah,
No,
but we're a
that's just
fun
what they do.
evil.
That's really not
well,
helping.
We
I guess
prefer the term
personally-
morally ambiguous.
I prefer the term I try not to kill when I can.
Well,
We
see, I
kill
try to
when we're
kill
attacked.
regularly, but I try to kill the ponies that deserve to be dead, not the ones who don't deserve to be dead, because there are ponies who are bad, there are ponies who are good. It's all shades of grey, really. So, just, try to not shoot down the white shades.
Javalt looks at them at this strange morality lesson and says, "Have any of you ever actually raised children?"
Have you?
On occasion.
Been there, done that. Babysitting is less fun than it looks.
Well, I never raised a child, but...
Babysitting's
it was.
never fun, says Aurelia.
Excuse me.
I was a
I
kid
don't
at
mean
one point. Does
I
that
don't
count?
mean you, Flotsam. You were fine. It was the kids back in the village.
Thank you.
So are we just gonna have them go up, or are we gonna keep talking about?
So, shall we?
Yes, let's have the dragon and Pegasus take a look.
Nothing could go wrong.
Alright.
Oh God, you had to
You know,
say
If
it.
she gets
Now,
if she gets killed, I blame Javalt.
how big
But I
a
said it
shaft is
sarcastically.
how big a shaft is the elevator?
It's like 6 yards wide.
No, I mean up.
Up? It's hard to tell. It's all very dark.
We should start
can
the
I
elevator
also-
moving up while they
Right.
fly up, because they can still fly up faster than we can move the elevator.
All aboard
Just-
the elevator.
Wait, before I fly up, I would like to give Craggy to Firelight, because I see Firelight as the responsible one, and Flotsam doesn't want Craggy to get
Hey.
into trouble. Sorry.
I'll take care of him.
Okay, so once everyone is aboard the elevator and the two flyers have started up, Tempered Steel will turn the key to start the elevator.
Alright. Flotsam and Aurelia start flying up the elevator shaft, and the elevator itself begins to rise. And as Flotsam gets further and further away, Craggy starts starts to cry a little bit.
Oh,
Aw, poor
Aw.
Craggy.
it's okay, Craggy. I'll be back soon.
Alright, so Aurelia and Flotsam fly up the elevator shaft up to the landing at the very, very top.
I'm trying to stay quite close to the edge of the shaft, so I'm just kind of peeking over the top to start with, just in case there's any who made it up to the top room.
It seems to be empty, and Aurelia has no such hesitation and just flies up and lands there. She starts stretching and says, "Oh, that's weird. Doing that for
Oh.
the first time. Whew.
You've never been outside, have you?
I've never been fully alive up until this moment, I think. This is
Ow.
gonna be weird.
What a great first day.
Yeah, this is gonna be amazing. So this
Okay,
this is Uncle Glau's spire, huh? Some kind of
Yeah.
big tower in the wasteland?
Uh-huh.
Not much of a tower if you can't look at it, is it?
Well, maybe one day he was gonna look at it when all the ponies...
No, but there
get
should be
back.
like windows or something here, right? I mean, how does it look on the outside?
Huh.
Like a big tower of rock.
Yeah.
Rather dull.
So have we all caught up with them then?
Not just yet.
Okay, now Aurelia, be careful, okay? Because if there's raiders and they shoot you, you won't...
Shoot
You,
back?
you might stop being alive.
Oh.
Shooting back is good too.
Yeah.
You just try not to kill. Well, no. We're only ambiguous. Blah, blah, blah.
Can I... just her comment about windows just got me to thinking. Can I just have a quick look around the sort of the top room at the top of the elevator,
Yes,
just
you
to
can.
see if there's.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I am. Wait, what's my perception again? 11. It's a 13.
Alright. Aurelia's gonna help out a little bit. She rolls a 16, and she's gonna use lead by example. So you have the 16 and she has the 13.
Hooray!
It's actually you swap the roll results, not the full. It's the way the talent was implemented is that you swap the roll results. So she actually gets the roll of 8, not the 16 itself. So
Oh!
the actual result is 19.
Ah!
Oh! Well, that's better, right?
Yeah.
Possibly.
On your die. Ah, it is. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay, so your roll is...
Yeah, that's why that talent doesn't suck.
19.
Right. That makes so much sense. Okay.
And her roll is 10. So not a whole lot. You, with Aurelia's help, do manage to find some spots along kind of on the middle of the wall that feel like they can shift a bit.
Ooh.
Shift.
You push and you push and you push, and kind of all at once it seems it just gives and starts sliding away, and many similar spots along the rest of the room also shift away, all opening up to reveal this sort of panoramic view of the wasteland.
So
Aurelia,
it's a
you're
giant-
going to make a really good addition to our group.
Okay.
So it's a giant Bunsen burner then?
What?
Oh, right.
It's a giant Bunsen burner valve.
I see where you're going. And at this point, the rest of the party on the elevator comes up.
Hey,
Well, now that
guys,
was-
Aurelia said there should be windows, and look, there are.
I like
Oh,
the
okay.
view.
Javot takes one look at the windows and then starts looking at the ceiling for the release valve for what he thinks is now a giant Bunsen burner.
You find nothing.
Can we? I mean, what can we see from here? I mean, what do we just
Yeah,
see
can we
a
like
panoramic
perception
view,
out the
or-
window?
I mean, can we look out the windows and take a look at what's around us and how far we can see?
Actually, as the windows open, a couple of things become apparent. One, when you look outside, it looks like you can still kind of see the sort of rock wall that you saw from the outside, but sort of transparently.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
So it looks like you can look out, but no one can look in.
Oh, I like that.
So one-way windows. Cool.
And 2, you can hear something outside now. Sounds like ponies arguing.
Do they sound like raiders?
Do they sound close?
Sounds like at the very, very base of the spire.
Oh,
Can
let's
we
listen.
look-
Can
like,
we hear
can we
what-
look down?
One of them, in a very gruff voice, is arguing about how this is their territory, and thus anything found on it automatically belongs to them. And
Hey,
and the other one, in a very posh voice, is arguing about how they have an agreement with the Four Horses gang, and that since what has been discovered is inherently dragon, and there must be something pertaining to dragon history and lore and magic, that it is part of their creed that they must investigate it, and the gang cannot stand in that way.
Is the posh voice familiar at all?
No, it doesn't seem like you've heard it before.
What are the odds these are people from the Tiamat group?
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
If we
Mhm.
look out,
That's what the
the
chat was
window,
thinking too.
if we look out the window, can we see these ponies, or are they too far down?
You can actually kind of stick your head out the window without revealing yourself and look down and see the ponies below.
Okay, so I'm guessing one of them
It
is a
looks-
raider. What does?
It looks like there's actually a very large group from both the painted up Four Horses faction and the red robed Cult of Tiamat faction.
Yep.
So how the hell are we gonna get out of here?
How many
Oh,
are
that's
there?
easy.
What do we know about the cult of Tiamat? Are they goodish, baddish?
I'm guessing bad.
Hey, how far can we see out these windows? Can we see at to or past Gold Rush from here?
So you can see Gold Rush from here.
Hey, that unknown spot that's by the Radigator Swamp past the Bone Cave Yard, can we see that from here?
No, it seems to be just beyond a hill.
Okay.
Okay,
Darn it.
okay.
Can we see the Arcane Sciences library from here?
Yeah, actually, you can see in the distance this kind of big building.
How
Does
far
it
of a
look
drop
run
is
down or blown up or anything?
It definitely looks to be worse for wear, but you're also kind of a far ways away.
Can we see? Can we see any activity at the abandoned parking lot or the northern
Javolt,
outpost?
Not
Javon-
from this great distance.
Javolt
Okay.
grabs a pebble from the ground and experimentally
Actually,
tosses it.
the floor of the spire room seems to be free of pebbles.
Thank you.
Javolt grabs
Yes.
Javolt grabs some of his mane, tugs it out, and experimentally tosses it through one of the windows.
Can we please stop him? This is
At least
Nope.
it's less noticeable than the.
He's
I'm
not
curious about
going
what
to
this
throw
does.
it out the windows above the group. He's going to throw it out the windows on the opposite side.
Is that windows on the opposite side? Please say yes.
Yes, there are. They're mostly around except for where the stairs begin.
Javolt is basically trying to see if the windows if we can pass through the windows.
Yes. The hair kind of gently drops from the window. And the wind picks up the hair and starts blowing it, kind of through the air round and round until it kind of revolves around the circumference of the spire and lands close to where the group's arguing.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Hey, Powder.
Hey, can I drop a grenade down there and see if it incites them to fight each other because they won't know who threw the grenade?
Bad idea right now, probably.
That is a
Is there
hilarious
any-
idea. Do it.
Is there any?
We were just getting mad at.
Is there any part of the spire we could safely climb down the outside away from?
Javolt has his levitation pads. Remember that? So he can make that down.
I said
Yeah,
before, it's actually quite a large group from both sides that are. That seem
Yeah,
to be
we really
arguing.
don't want to fight them, but I think if I threw a grenade down into the raider group, the raiders would assume that the cult of Tiamat had attacked them, and then,
And a war begins.
yeah.
I guess, yeah, because I guess they wouldn't assume that someone inside the spire is throwing something outside of it.
No, because they
Well-
can't see the windows.
Javolt rolls his eyes and
Unless
says,
they see
"What
us-
if we
unless
climb
they-
down the opposite side?"
Well,
So
is
they
Well,
there-
we
wouldn't
can,
know
You,
but
you
if
will
we start a
probably
war-
be seen.
so
Because
there's
it's
no
probably a
sign
big
to
enough
get
group
then-
that
Wait, so the group surrounding the entire spire?
Just about most of it. That pretty much, if you tried to climb down, you'd probably be seen.
Javolt
Alright, so
takes
go with
a
Powder's
moment.
plan.
Well,
Start a war, and then we go with Javolt's plan of climbing down while they're all distracted.
or we could just try going. Are any of them by the main entrance exit stairway?
Yes.
Are they? Are they by the main?
Oh,
stairway?
hey, we should take the key with us. It might be important still.
Oh right, yes.
Well,
Tempered
takes
Steel
a
will
moment.
grab the key and put it back in his bag.
You can't pull the key out.
It's stuck.
Aw.
It's stuck.
But it's our only
Can I-
clue to the next dragon horde.
Can
Okay,
I?
Javolt,
It
Can
seems
Steel-
it seems to have fulfilled all of its usefulness.
Can
Javolt
Steel take a
takes-
strength? Can Steel try to pull it out by force?
Yes, he
Well,
can.
It's not gonna work.
I am
It might
going
work.
to. All right, I'm going to make an athletics check to try and get that key out.
the MacGuffin has lost its use.
No. It's our key.
I
Our
got
key and nobody
it up
else's.
20.
Regular 20. You pull and you pull and you pull, and the key actually bends a little bit, but it doesn't budge.
Okay,
Maybe we
Javon,
should break it so they can't get down.
Javon takes a look at Aurelia and says,
Aurelia.
And then he takes a look around and says, what are the chances we could say... He takes a look at Powder Keg and says, you made me a ride once with the spinning blades.
Yeah?
Can you make a cart for all of us except the flyers? And the flyers can fly us out.
Okay, so, in character I say, well, I'm sorry, I just don't have enough parts right now for that. Out of character, I've used my magic point and my spell child of that today. We haven't had a rest since 2 sessions ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're pretty tapped out on...
We're all pretty
Aurelia-
tapped out right now.
Aurelia looks down at the sort of red robe ponies and just kind of stifles a laugh and says, really? Those ponies all, like, worship the dragons now? Is that really what's happening?
Wait,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
think
seems
so,
to be
yeah.
it.
There are
Wait a
all
minute.
sorts.
You're a
Javon
celebrity.
takes a moment and looks down at the robes and says, And then he says, I do have a few spare hazmat cloaks. I could alter their colors so they look like those robes, and we could claim to be high priests of our young dragon friend here.
That, that sounds like
I actually like that plan.
there's actually
I honestly
a
like that
workable
plan.
idea there.
I like that plan up until the point where we say that we're with the dragon, because there's nothing good that's going to come out of a cult knowing that we have a dragon with us when they worship dragons.
We are the
probably try-
personal high priests of Aurelia.
Well, no,
They
if they
know
worship
that
the
we're not-
dragon, then she could basically command them to do whatever she wants, right?
Yeah, but we
What
don't
if
know.
they try-
Yeah.
We
What if they
don't
try
know
to-
what they're like.
What
What
if
if they
they're more
try
of
to
a
take her away?
sacrificial cult?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
again, I'm with Flotsam on this. What if they tried to, like, take her away and stuff?
I'd love to
Yeah.
see them try, says Aurelia.
I think we should all just... I mean, I'm fine with hooding up and robing, but we gotta, all be, convincingly disguised. Even Aurelia.
Oh.
why does she need a disguise? She's
I
a
totally
dragon.
want these ponies to worship me.
Yeah, but we don't
don't
even
know
know
how
what
they're
kind of
gonna
worship
worship
that
you.
is.
Well, it's...
And besides,
Look,
they'd probably want to take you back to their base.
But if she tells them not to, are they going to disobey the thing they worship?
Let's find out.
Who
Let's
knows?
just do it.
Maybe.
And what's wrong with going to the home of the cult?
Because
might
they're
find
an
something out
That's
there.
what you want to do.
They'd probably be mad that we're pretending to be members when really we're not.
Well, we are her family.
Adoptive, fostered something.
So we're something.
So what are we going to do? Are we going to drop a grenade, or are we going to try and bluff our way out of here?
I'd prefer to sneak out.
Yeah.
Which is
Quick,
my
do a quick
preference,
save.
too.
I, for one, am all for throwing a grenade at the raiders, but I see the general consensus is not on that one.
Well, fewer dead bodies.
Less war.
Oh, hang on. I came back and all I heard was dead bodies, and I want to know what this plan is.
No.
Well, I would like to throw a
Javon
grenade
rolls
down
his
into the
dice and
raiders
says-
and then, see
Javon
if they
rolls
can
his-
We are
start a
currently
wall.
discussing the idea of, we're currently discussing, or were you here when the idea was brought up to pretend to, try and
Right.
bluff our way out?
I've only been gone like a minute, so.
Okay, so,
Devolk says there would be far too much. Devolk says the bodies would be far too difficult to recover, and really, it's not worth the effort.
Hey, how flammable do their cloaks look?
As flammable as standard cloth would be.
Oh, gee.
Awesome. So, simple plan. We have Aurelia here, just set them all on fire. Powder chucks a grenade at the other two. Boom. They wipe each other out, and we just walk out the front door.
Devolk
Well,
I
is
really
then
don't want to get close enough to set them on fire if they have weapons and whatnot.
Oh, fine. We'll
Yeah.
let Firelight
Hey,
set them on fire.
okay, we disguise ourselves as dragon followers. We have her take the lead, and basically she can tell them to let us pass.
I'm telling you what, I still don't think it's a good idea to let anyone know we have a dragon with us.
Please,
Ditto.
You're gonna
powder
find
keg,
out sooner or later
please.
anyway.
See, Newbiespud, I see what you're trying to do, and I do not trust it.
You mind informing the rest of us, or is that metagaming in a bad way?
It's pretty obvious.
it's
I would
pretty-
have thought it would
it's
be
pretty
pretty
meta,
obvious.
I have no
It's-
idea what
it's
he's trying to do here.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He's
Maybe
trying to
we
push
should
us
be-
into the worst plan we can possibly do by making it Aurelia's suggestion.
Well,
Wait,
I'm not
I was
saying
the one
it's
who
the worst plan you
suggested
could
it.
possibly do.
It was actually Javolt's suggestion.
Yeah, but Aurelia and thus Spud is trying to push it, which means
Javolt
it may either
takes
be a
moment
great
and
idea or a bad idea.
pats Aurelia's head and says, "Well, it's her birthday. We should let her make a decision."
Oh, damn.
Very true.
You're gonna play that card?
You're really gonna play the birthday card?
If we,
technically,
When's your birthday, Powder Keg? When's your birthday?
Why should I tell you that?
Well,
He
because
wants
on that
to
day we can
surprise
do
you.
your crazy plan.
if we
Could
need
say
to
today.
have somebody walk in front and be her quote unquote spokesperson.
I vote Firelight.
Well, I do have a decent persuasion,
What is your persuasion?
but
Okay, so
well, we could just
assuming
go
that
with
we're
it.
going through with
Also,
the
it's
plan-
fitting, seeing as he hatched her.
Okay, Javolt is going to combine his enchanting skill and his fabrication skill to first take out his hazmat cloaks and then recolorize them into worshipper robes. So that's 6 of those, 1 for each of us.
You mean 7?
No,
Up to-
it
Wait, I
maxes
sort of
out
already got a
6.
cloak. Can't I just recolor the one I've got?
Well,
Is it
okay,
a temporary recoloring,
Actually, yeah, that's a good question. Will it return to its normal
or is it a permanent
No,
recoloring?
it's fabrication, so
it's permanent.
Oh. Yeah,
So
no,
Javolt-
in that case, I want one of yours.
yeah. So
Red totally
that's-
doesn't go with my complexion.
So you each don a hazmat suit that is colored to be suspiciously like one of the Cult of Tiamat robes.
Alright.
Is this a temporary recoloring or a permanent recoloring?
Permanent.
Permanent. It's
Yeah,
it's-
fabrication.
yeah.
Oh, well, he can. I mean, Tempered still can just put one. Use it. Put it over his regular cloak or
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, these hazmat clothes were designed for ponies. How is Tempered Steel wearing one?
You design one that works with a Minotaur. The end.
Yep. It's fabricated. It lets you change more than just color.
And enchanting, which lets you come up with stuff that'll work.
Yeah. Incidentally, I want to mention that me and Spud, we talked about this. We decided that the cloaks are going to be primarily designed to resist taints instead of the original endurance bonus.
Well,
Oh, is this Traveler's Mantle?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
I'm with you now.
Okay.
no, I
except-
think
Wow,
it
that's
still has the
way
endurance
too
bonus.
long.
Hey,
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Well, I figured I'd just say
Code-
it resists taint until we figure out how taint works.
Yeah.
okay, Codeman, what is your persuasion level?
10.
Okay. So, yeah, Steel's got a 10 in persuasion too. He'll let Firelight. I mean, if it's all right, Steel will let him take the lead, and Steel will be there, kind of like a
Whoa, hang on, hands up. Who doesn't have 10 in Persuasion?
Ooh,
Me.
I don't.
persuasion.
I have
8.
5.
I
So
have
it's just
8.
me, so it's Senkon, Tempered, and Firelight in the Cool
Well,
Kids Club.
so-
Got it.
So Firelight can take lead, and Zenkarn and Steel can like flank him on either side, kind of like, and then basically
Exotic
put-
Henchman.
We put
I mean-
Aurelia in the center of the group, and we all go
the other
down.
three can be in the back, and we can kind of like form a quasi-religious
guard.
circle of
Yeah,
shielding
it's an honor guard.
protection.
And
Yes,
I'm pretty
I
sure
am
I can still
completely
get a
agree.
pretty good persuasion, considering that I still haven't used Fiery Eyes yet.
But
which is
Alright then.
the stair.
play this as safe as possible to give us the highest chance of success.
But didn't you
So
use your
we are
magic point?
all heading down the
I
stairs.
still haven't used the spell child one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so are we ready to try and head down?
I still think this is a bad idea.
I think this is an awesome idea.
This is-
Honestly, this
is
could
gonna
go
be-
wrong in so many different ways, but win in so many different ways. So
We do it. We go out. We walk out of the spire.
All right, you walk down the stairs towards
With
the-
ominous chanting.
And we need
Ominous nonsense
we-
chanting.
we should have
Worship
Aurelia.
dragon, worship dragon,
We should have Aurelia give us a chant that would sound reasonable.
All right.
we just start chanting random gibberish into
You
comic.
reach the slab of
Yeah, we're
rock.
chanting
And we should
a chicken
try to look
recipe.
as official as possible. We need to look as official as possible because as I
You know, we
I
know
don't
we
think
know
we
what
need
that
to-
is.
I don't
Yeah.
really think we need to do
E
this.
a su domine. E a su domine.
Well played.
What is that even from?
on
I
my-
believe that's our good friends Monty Python.
Oh yeah. Dora
He's going to
E.S.
crucify
Dora
us.
E.S. Requiem. Dora
Anyway,
E.S.
Spud, you were saying.
Anyway,
Just get
So
this
we're
all out of
chanting
your
that,
system,
right?
guys.
Are we're chanting E a su
No,
domine.
we're each chanting something different. We're chanting on the same beat, but we're chanting something different.
You're all chanting, but chanting different things.
okay,
Yeah.
let's just do this. Let's get this train wreck rolling.
We need to make it look like we actually belong there.
Okay,
No,
we
it's
sh-
fine.
We should all chant the same thing. E a su domine. E a su domine.
All right. So
Okay, here we go.
you reach the
Yes,
slab.
and Tempered Steel will, and for safety, Tempered Steel will hide his hammer underneath his cloak.
All right. So you all.
Oh,
reach-
and
Okay.
Raggy's back in the saddlebag.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just read Broken Logic, and
Oh.
one guy singing.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
No
more.
more.
Yeah, that's tempered
On with the
steel.
description,
Bum,
Spud.
bum,
Hang on.
bum, 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 bum,
Uh,
bum.
Okay, so
Anyway,
no one is
Spud.
actually singing that. So what happens when we walk out?
So you. Can I talk now? Anyone else have any
Yep.
other suggestions? No. Okay.
We got that out of our system.
Okay. So you reach the slab that formed the secret entrance. It closed behind you, but you can open it up again pretty easily now. And you walk out. Doesn't seem like anybody from the group is immediately outside that particular door, though it will. If you try to walk a good distance away, you'll probably be spotted. So yeah, you can definitely hear them arguing even louder now, and it sounds like a fight's about to break out.
We should
Should
walk
we
in the
try
opposite
switching
direction.
We should wait here. We should probably wait here and see if the fight actually does break out and give us a better chance of getting out of here undetected.
No, we walk slowly toward the sound of the arguments
No,
with our
No,
chanting.
no. I think
No, let's-
try to sneak away, and if they
Yes,
catch
I'm
us,
gonna roll
just-
stealth.
Well, how about first we wait and see if the fight actually does break out and let the problem take care of itself.
Well, if we wanted to do that, we could have just grenaded them from the top of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Try to sneak away first. If they catch us, we'll just say that we were trying to keep the dragon from being spotted by the raiders.
22 to stealth.
Please don't nat one. Oh, 10. I'm
Oof.
sorry.
Are we all?
Are we all
making-
rolling south then?
It looks like it.
Alrighty then.
Okay then.
Holy crap!
Aurelia just nat 20 to be stealthy.
Aurelia, still best pony.
Even though she's a dragon. Reminds me of all the Spike is best pony jokes.
Spikey's
Hey.
best Rainbow Dash.
I got a 19 surprisingly.
Spike
Hey.
is a better Rainbow Dash than Rainbow Dash.
Everyone's a better Rainbow Dash than Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash is horrible at being Rainbow Dash.
I got a 15.
Woohoo,
All right.
I rolled the lowest.
So Aurelia in the center is just like practically next to invisible, since no one really seems to be paying attention to this group of cultists just kind of walking out, and the rest of you do competently enough that as you're walking away, the bulk of both the raiders and the cultists don't seem to take notice of you, and don't even notice that there's this black and gold dragon in the middle of your group. Although
Okay.
the raiders do seem to roll their eyes a bit at your chanting, but the cultists just kind of take it in stride.
We might get away with this.
So we're heading towards the Arcane Sciences Library.
No,
right?
I think we really ought to head back to Gold Rush, play this safe.
And probably
Actually,
get
red.
out while we are
What?
ahead
Gold Rush
and make a
or
return trip
Arcane
late.
Sciences?
Okay, so who's in favor of going to the library?
Me.
I.
Wait, we're all well. That's how
That was
many?
3.
3.
So
All opposed? Nay.
I.
Okay,
see,
so
I don't actually mind.
so
No.
Flotsam has no opinion, and 3 of us want to go to the library, so it's library.
So
But we
wait,
need to
wait.
rest.
What's the
Does
dragon
Aurelia-
want to do?
what does Aurelia vote?
I don't care. This is you're basically taking me on a grand tour anyway.
Sweet,
So-
library it is.
Actually, there is a good point towards resting. We probably should actually go to Gold Rush just so we can
Yeah.
get a rest. It's probably
Yeah,
fun.
get a
We
rest.
can rest when we get to the
come on,
library.
we can
No,
sleep at the library.
We ought to go
Yeah.
back to Rush and then rest up and recharge. I mean, it can get us to
Oh,
a
come
new
on.
state, charges everything. The library is still going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah, here's the thing.
If
Here's the thing.
Twilight
Actually, we
Sparkle
can go back
sleep
to
in
the
the
library.
library. It's good enough for the rest of us.
Cuteless, we have no idea what's in the library. If we go there unrested with all of our stuff down, like everything is down right now. We want our stuff for
You
exploring.
do
new
notice
places.
that the sun is just about set in the sky. It's getting dark.
So
Yeah,
yeah, there's
probably
another
head back.
Gold Rush.
Devolt sort of rolls his eyes and said, I said we could make tents out of the tapestries. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, but
It doesn't matter if the weather's not the thing that worries us. It's the people who will notice the tents, come by, set the tents on fire, and kill us all.
Yeah.
Daddy needs
Hey,
a
stop
proper
stealing my
bag.
plans.
We,
All right,
we
Although
really-
actually the fire won't do anything to me and
We
Aurelia,
head
but-
back to Gold Rush.
yes, let's go back to Gold Rush.
Devolt is eventually convinced to go to Gold Rush. And
I'm
check
so
on his
tempted just to
lab.
walk to the library, but I'll come.
all right. Do you want to stop by any locations on the way there?
Let's just
No.
go straight
Let's, yeah.
past the
If we're going to
dragons
Gold Rush, we're going to Gold Rush.
All right.
all the way to Gold Rush.
Yeah, Devolt
You do
introduced.
you do
Devo-
notice some other groups kind of patrolling through the wasteland, some cultists and some raiders, but because of Aurelia's nat 20 on stealth, you persist to be able to sneak by without anyone noticing.
Yay!
Mhm.
And before long, the sun sets completely, and you're within sight of Gold Rush.
All right, we head to
So-
our home.
Yeah, let's get home.
Man, and I was preparing this nice big speech and stuff if we got caught.
Well,
You can use it next time. We'll get caught next time.
Devolt considers keeping his hazmat cloaks in red.
Well, yeah, let's.
That's
I mean,
actually
once we're there-
probably very useful for us.
we can probably just hand them all back to Javolt for safekeeping.
All right.
Woo!
For the
Yeah,
foreseeable
that's a bad idea.
for the foreseeable future, Weaver, your hazmat cloaks are in the Cult of Tiamat colors and work as effective disguises.
Sweet.
Should I add that to my character sheet?
Sure.
Yay.
All right, so we're gonna rest up in our home.
So it's night. There aren't too many ponies up and about in Gold Rush, it seems. So you're able to basically head back to your tent without any.
No one notices the dragon.
It's.
By the way, I'm confused because I believe when we were initially introduced to his home, Blue Moon's was a shack, not a tent. Is it a tent or a shack?
I'm pretty sure it was.
It's a
tent.
shent.
I
It's
thought
a
it was
shack.
always a tent.
I'm
thought it was
pretty
a
sure it was a
shack.
tent.
Yeah, it was a tent.
It is just a very big, roomy tent.
All right then.
Oh, okay.
Do we manage to find something for Aurelia to sleep on?
There was a bed.
Yeah,
Hold
there's
the
bag
floor.
it's since been kind of retrofitted to basically make sleeping quarters for all of you guys. It took some doing.
Wow, this is a big tent.
Yeah, it is a big tent.
Blue Moon was important.
Okay, Javolt goes to his lab to do
but-
some.
But basically, there's no one
Science.
up and around. It's just everyone's calming down for the night.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Devont's doing some science in his lab.
All right. Aurelia just kind of looks around and says, "If you just, I don't know, give me something soft to lay on, I can just sleep on the floor. It's fine."
You can lay on powder keg.
How about no?
I'm half worried he would blow up in the middle of the night.
Well, no, just my saddlebags.
Oh, damn it.
Anyway,
Can we try and find a new bed for her somewhere in town, or is that going to be?
A full-on
Yeah,
furnished
that's-
bed, no, but
Well, or
maybe-
even just a seventh mattress.
you can go to the general store where Sooty works, and he still seems to be up late brewing something, just trying to make some new alcohol or something, and and
Alright, so-
he's got some spare sleeping bags for sale.
Alright, so we come in with our dragon.
No.
And we're like, give us sleeping bags. And he's like, okay, don't set me on fire.
Sooty sees the dragon and is absolutely nonplussed about it. He's just like, all right, well, here you go. That'll be 15 caps.
I'll have Steel pay for that.
All right.
Mm. Are we allowed to do other shopping while we're here, or do you want us to wait for the morning?
Yeah, you can do some other shopping if you're here.
Well, what else is there in the
Sweet.
town we could get? I mean, what other kind of stuff is there?
Well, I suppose
Are there
food
explosives?
rations and the special items in the consolidation dock.
Are the items in the consolidation dock still 100 bits each, or?
Around here they're about 75 each.
Alright,
Okay.
then with 220 caps, I'm gonna buy, let's see, what do I have right now? I have 2 Rataway, so I don't think I need
You
more
said
than that.
You said they're how much?
75 each.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a thing of Rad Safe and a healing potion.
All right.
Alright, I will buy one thing of party time Mentols,
Oh, no, you don't.
and one
Oh, yeah, he
thing
does.
of... I've been carrying around a packet of Mentols for like forever. So yeah, one thing of party time Mentols and one thing of Radaway.
All right.
I'm just gonna have
70.
I'm just gonna have Steel save his caps for now. If there's nothing really of
Firelight will buy some more bandages.
Wait, why are you gonna buy bandages? If they're... I don't think... Hold on, are bandages 75 caps like a healing potion?
Ooh, that's a good point. No, bandages are about 50.
Yeah. So
Let's
I'll
see.
buy.
Even if bandages are only... If bandages are anything less than 75%... No, anything less than 60% as effective as a healing potion, it's a bad deal.
Okay.
Just get 2 healing potions.
Okay, I'll get 2 healing potions. And I'll spend whatever money's left on, like, random supplies and stuff and adventuring gear.
All right. You replenish your adventurer's kit and rations and whatnot.
Mhm.
Actually, how much is replenishing our adventurer kits cost?
What exactly is in our adventuring kits?
Supplies to use our talents.
I imagine
Basically.
rope, water, food,
Yeah, I'm not gonna detract from your official non-combat caps to do stuff like that for now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Javon buy some rad safe and some rad away. And, he keeps the rest of his caps for now.
All right.
So are they done in the shop then?
Yep.
I
Back to
am.
Blue Moons.
Okay. Are they done for the day then? About or
Sounds
what
like
what
it.
else? Okay.
Well, Javolt will be probably in the meeting hall doing his experiments. That's about it.
Tempered Steel would like to ask to make a deal with Aurelia.
Aurelia just kind of just gives you a confused, not confused, sort of disinterested look and says, what?
Okay, he's going to hold up Glaurung's Book of Marks that he knows has a bunch of draconic writing in it, and he's going to say, "For tonight, I will use the sleeping bag and let you sleep in my bed if you will teach me some of the basic draconic words."
That sounds like work.
You forget, she's a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I'll gladly take the sleeping bag.
It doesn't have to be much, just a handful of words.
Is there any books of draconic?
Maybe tomorrow.
Wait, are there any? Are there any books on draconic language here? Or?
Not here.
Did Blue Moon have any?
If he did, they aren't in his collection right now.
Okay.
Damn it!
Well,
Cheap little bastard. Fucking shortchanged me.
okay, so Aurelia isn't. I mean, was that maybe tomorrow something where if I let her sleep in the bed, she'll maybe do that tomorrow, or what kind of?
She seems content with the sleeping bag.
Okay then. Well, so much for that idea.
So we all have a shared dream, right?
Let's hope not.
Actually, before we sleep, I want to pick up, see if there's anything else in Blue Moon's library about, Twilight Sparkle or the Ministry of Arcane Sciences. Apart from, that one book I nicked before we left to go visit Glaurung.
You do notice that Blue Moon kept kind of, sort of, not quite a scrapbook, but sort of a scrapbook journal, sort of just pages he glued into a book that he found. One of them seems to be kind of notes taken by some pony. It seems this paper was around for a long time. It's been very carefully preserved. And it says, Blue Moon's writing above it says, found this over at the library. Apparently, the MAS tried to examine dragon magic, and the paper itself says entry 1. I'd say overall that our attempts to learn more about the magic of dragons isn't going well. The few ponies that have settled in the area have plenty of hearsay to offer about draconic magic, language, and culture, but the burden of proof on them remains unsatisfied. Any hope of this kind of magic turning the tide in the war, if it even exists at all, seems very unlikely.
Okay. Is there any... So there's no, direct name or anything associated with this?
No.
Okay. Anything else of interest in the book?
That's all you find before you start to get pretty tired.
Fair enough. I don't need sleep.
Is there any possibility at all of Tempered Steel looking through the Book of Marks and looking at the dragon language and the common tongue and getting any understanding of the draconic language at all?
It's definitely interesting to look at, but so far, studying the language seems to be beyond you just yet.
All right, so we sleep. What happens in the morning?
The morning comes. No one seems to go out of their way to disturb you. You're all able to wake up at your own pace.
Javolt's done something involving spiders and science, and it kind of spilled out of his lab.
So Javolt in the evening rolled a 10, a 12, a 4, and a 2, just randomly on a d20. So I'm gonna interpret that as he was working on this scientific stuff. It started going out well, and then it made a turn for the worse. So I'm just gonna say that outside of the town, there's now the body of a giant mutated spider.
Javolt takes some notes. I know what I did wrong.
Jesus, he's like a walking Dr. Boris now.
Is there any place in the tent where items can safely be stored?
Yeah, there's a footlocker with a combination lock on it.
Okay.
Jesus.
Um,
Javolt, you're practically a portable think tank now.
Because, that footlocker hasn't been broken into already.
Nonetheless, Flotsam would like to put her stash of broken guns in there for safekeeping.
Alright.
So is this footlocker like all the other storage containers in Fallout and completely infinite?
I don't think all storage containers in this is gonna be like that, but let's say this one is.
It was owned by Blue Moon, who was good enough at enchanting to hide the key in it.
It does have a lingering enchantment to make it.
Yeah, it is
So,
kind of
it's like a
dimensional.
footlocker of holding.
Yeah,
Awesome. So it's bigger on the inside.
exactly.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so we push. Okay, so we push one of the other characters into it and see what happens.
Can we please just say Aurelia's laser rifle is a plasma caster? I mean, it's really just a cosmetic thing.
Yeah, but it's a lot bigger.
That is a lot bigger and a lot more powerful.
Well,
Maybe you can build her one.
Yeah, let's not give her the awesome stuff just yet.
okay.
Although I will keep your suggestion in mind for the future.
While
I
they
just think it would be badass to have her wielding a full plasma caster.
So once they're all up and all that, Tempered Steel is going to try and check around to see see if he can find out what happened to the raider formerly known as Guts.
All right, you can roll some.
That would be
streetwise.
Feldspar.
It
Hang on,
does.
that guy.
That name you suggested did not stick.
So
Oh.
he's still known as Guts.
Yes.
So street smarts.
Yeah, street smarts.
Firelight's gonna help out as well.
Aurelia is just gonna keep on napping in the tent.
Powder Keg's just gonna sit in the tent.
I rolled an 8 for a 15,
All right.
and Firelight was checking.
Yeah, I got
Was he a
18.
Okay.
So, after asking around a bit, Javolt's still up to his science.
Well, he did a lot better this time.
Your experiment kind of ended already. You're both, after asking around town for a little bit, although you notice that the townsfolk seem to be kind of in a sort of a downer mood, you do find a pony living in one of the little shanty shacks, who does seem like Guts with all the body paint washed off.
Oh, good.
Does he recognize us or say anything when he recognizes us?
He just glares up at you intensely.
Hello?
Nice to see you as well.
What do you want?
Just came to check on you.
Well, good for you.
So, how's the town treating ya?
As far as they know, I'm just another pony. And
good.
And frankly, that's all I am now.
Well, that's good to hear. Look, if you need,
Just go.
look, if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm willing to listen.
Shut the f*** up.
Well, jeez.
Javolt walks by, dragging another giant spider, and says, "Oh, hello," and then he walks off.
I'm not gonna question that.
Sure, that happens.
Sure. Alright then.
So did I have any caps left over?
You bought a couple of items and then stored. Yeah, you've got like 60-ish. No, 55-ish. Yeah, 60. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. He'll.
Wait.
Firelight's gonna offer some of the caps to him and stuff. Here, if this will help you get you on your feet and stuff.
Guts takes the caps quietly.
How much did Firelight offer?
60.
Okay, well, Tempered Steel's going to give 40 with that, so he gets a full 100.
All right.
Don't spend it all in one place.
If you need anything,
That was not the right thing to say.
What?
if you need anything,
I'm not a hobo. You fucking.
What? Sorry, I was making a joke. Friendly
it was
conversation.
Not funny.
Oh, sorry.
Can we try and make a
Stop trying that.
persuasion check to convince him we do have his best interests in mind?
The DC for that will be very high.
We'll just let him warm up to us.
Well, I'm just going to take a crack at it anyway.
Just don't let Powder
Like
see
you
him
do.
again.
Oh yeah, we need to get Guts and Powder to hug. It'll be fantastic.
Oh god.
I got a 16, so.
Yeah, you fail pretty miserably.
Alright, well.
He is not interested in any kind words said. The caps he appreciates because that's actually doing something to help. But you're still the ones who cut him off from the family he knows, and that he's been burned and he can't go back. You shamed him by killing all but him.
Meanwhile, with Javolt, he's looking
Okay,
for a
well-
lemonade stand.
You
He wrote-
find none because ponies don't even know what you mean by lemonade.
Okay.
Plebeians.
Okay, so if we're done with Guts, what was it? The name of the current mayor, it's what? Spear?
Thunderspear.
Thunderspear. Now, he was someone he found in the book, right?
Sorry, what? Oh yes. Thunderspear was in the Book of Marks.
Is it possible to get a sense of how he would take the news of learning about the truth?
The truth?
I mean, learning about what we found in the book. Is it possible?
It doesn't seem like he'd take it very badly, considering he
Okay.
kind of lived through it and got old with that knowledge and seemed to come to a peace with it.
Javolt has finished wandering around looking for a lemonade stand, fruitlessly, and wanders up to the mayor and says, "Do you know, you had a dragon infestation in that spire? An undead dragon infestation. The living dragon is actually quite nice." And he wanders off, with no other explanation.
Thunderspear just goes wide-eyed and stares.
Okay, Tempered Steel will probably find the mayor after Javolt has
Yeah.
already left.
Yeah.
So,
Firelight will go with him and stuff. Might as well let him know.
Powder Keg is also, after a while, going to go and look for Thunderspear.
All right. The three of you, generally around the same time, reach Thunderspear.
Is he still wide-eyed and confused?
No, he seems to have gotten over that, probably writing Javolt off as crazy, and he seems to be just kind of in a very sort of serious discussion with Sarge.
Oh.
So, I don't mean to interrupt your discussion. I'm sure it's very important, and I'm not saying that sarcastically or dismissing it. But, we'd like to discuss with you the situation regarding the dragons in this land.
Thunderspear looks over at you and says, "You've got an update? Where you guys went off into the spire, and there's been a huge hubbub about that. Was that you guys?"
Well, yeah, that was us who caused the hubbub a little bit. It seems that, we round up running ill of some 4 horses gang out front of the spire, and it attracted a bunch of 4 horses. And then some things happened in the spire that caused it to reawaken a bit, and that attracted the cult. So, I'm not sure if it's gone into a full war yet, but the cult and the raiders were arguing last we left, in rather large numbers.
Well, we had some cultists come through, and it didn't sound like there was a war, so I guess whatever happened, they came to an accord about it.
Anyway, what we've learned is that, the dragons are all dead, but they're all undead, and quite spiteful.
That's kind of the impression I got, yeah.
And, we killed one of them.
You
For good.
what? Sarge
pretty good.
stares at you, and then apparently some other ponies in town overheard you because a bunch of the other ponies start popping
We,
out. Short Circuit just kind of, flies over and, what? You killed one? You killed one?
He didn't offer us much of a choice.
Yeah, we kind of tried to reason with him, but it seems he was just filled with so much spite that he really wasn't willing to
interested in
listen.
talking.
Short Circuit flies right in Powder Cake's face and is like, whoa, 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 back up, back up. You killed a dragon?
Well, he was technically already dead, but we did blow him to smithereens, so...
We
you know.
re-killed him.
We finished the job.
So, and suddenly you're just bombarded with questions about what was he like, what was the Horde, how do you find him?
No.
How strong was he?
Hold
what
on.
kind of
Hold
treasure did you
hold
find?
up. Now, I understand you're all very curious, but there's a much bigger issue at hand. You see, the dragons, they're planning something to, eradicate all of us.
Mostly involving the curses.
Yeah. But it seems like they're also trying to raise a new run of dragons who are all,
They are
resistant
relatively
to wasteland dangers, and also quite spiteful.
Javon comes up at this point and says, "The new dragons are relatively innocent, I must point out. They happen to be raised by hate-filled, spiteful beings, but they themselves are mostly children, so don't be too hard on them." And then he wanders off.
Yeah.
And then he wanders back and he says, "Also, ignore the giant spiders." And he wanders off again.
Ignoring Javolt for a second,
we also got rid of the Fool's Gold Curse, I think.
Yeah, we did.
You have a very rapt audience.
Well, you see, what we learned, really, is that, for one, Glaurung was kind of a wimp when it comes to dragons. He was apparently actually quite young when they all died. And, all of his treasure pretty much was fake. It was all just his curse to kind of
Thunderspear nods. Yes,
trick.
The Fool's Gold Curse, yes.
So when we killed him, all his treasures dissolved, except for a few, which we gave to the other thing we found. And now I'm going to ask every opponent to keep an open mind about this next bit.
Are you sure we want to? Are you sure we want to? Well, I guess it's going to be unavoidable anyway.
Yeah. You see, he had an egg in there, a dragon egg, that he'd been, incubating for quite some time. And, feeding it with magic from, some of his victims. So, we managed to hatch it. And, it's, here with us.
It was a great accomplishment.
She's friendly enough as far as we can tell.
So Sarge just looks at you. Wait, you have an actual dragon here in town?
Now, I'm gonna ask you not to swarm her. She's, she
was just born yesterday.
She was just born yesterday.
So you're not only hatched a dragon and brought it with you, you're raising it?
We're teaching it to be a good dragon rather than an evil dragon.
Sarge
or something like that.
Just looks utterly flabbergasted and just groans and walks off. Apparently he can't even fathom that.
It's, I said keep an open mind. She has not done anything openly hostile yet.
Right, and we are going to try and ensure it stays that way and that she doesn't become hostile.
Trip just kind of looks surprised and says, "Man, can't wait for the cult of Tiamat finds out."
Actually, that's something we should probably mention.
We're trying to hide it from them.
Yeah, don't let word spread about this.
How can you hide a dragon?
Well,
we're gonna try it for as long as possible.
We kind of don't want the attention of a cult. We're still not really sure what they're all about, and
Short Circuit just kind of, they're not. Yeah, they're kind of crazy about dragons, but they're not like deadly or anything.
As far as we know.
Fine, as far as we know.
And also the fact that we don't really want them to try and take her away or anything. Not that they can, but they would at least try.
Thunder Spirit nods and says, probably a good idea for now, although you might want to have a plan for when they do find out, because they probably will.
Now, and then there's one other thing. I don't know what they're doing worshiping the dragons, but if they knew what the dragons really thought of them, they, I don't know, maybe they all want to die or something, but...
Hey, that's what I've always thought.
We'll need to be open to the mind that they are pretty well crazy.
Alright. Well, I guess thanks for the update, and I can't promise that every pony here will keep quiet about it, but I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Thunderspear.
Yeah?
While we were in Glaurung's cave, I found information related to your own adventures, if you have any interest in seeing it.
What? How do you find something related to me?
He pulls out the book. Glaurung took a record of everyone he ever pranked or tricked.
Huh. And I guess I'm in that book then.
Yes.
Yeah, I did waste a lot of time in Glaurung's territory, I guess. Well, I guess thanks for letting me know.
If you want to,
I'm good. I'm fine. I'd rather focus on the present here and now.
All right, Tempersteel is going to put the book away, and then he's going to leave as well.
All right. Thunder Spear says, if you'll excuse me, I need to. Oh, there's a discussion with Sarge I still need to have.
Okay.
All right, then.
This town's kind of in trouble.
What's wrong?
What's going on?
Well, while you were away, Famine's gang, I told you about this before you left, they were going to come here and we were going to basically reconfirm our deal.
And
well, we have a deal again, but it's for a lot more food. They want a much greater portion.
Ooh.
And it's almost certain that we won't be able to sustain ourselves this way for much longer.
So we're going to have to work quickly to find something to defend this town with.
Well, actually, you know my son, Scarlet Shawl?
What?
yeah.
Well, he thinks he can find a way to make crops grow faster.
Okay. That sounds promising.
So he's left for the MAS library.
Oh, quest.
Well,
Now we have a quest reason to go there. See, this
that
is
was
better.
pretty much our next destination anyway, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, was there?
Do you think he'll run into any trouble?
I don't know. He's always been a bit, I don't know, not hardened enough for. I mean, he can survive out there. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried that he might not find anything, and he won't accept that until it's too late.
All right. Well, if you want, we could go look for him.
Well,
We were going to head out that way sooner or later anyway.
yeah, if you could check on him,
We'd be fine to oblige you.
Sounds like as good a time as any.
I would consider it a personal favor, yes.
So,
Candy.
This is my son we're talking about.
so did anyone else have anything they were doing in town that didn't get brought up, or?
Should I stop rolling?
Have you been rolling still this entire time?
Yep.
A bit.
Dramatic off-screen events.
Oh, and stumble on a side quest. I got.
Well, I've been handling that on on this end.
And
You failed to stumble on a side quest.
And Flotsam got a 2 for playing with Craggy.
Craggy.
Oh. Craggy needs
Craggy
food.
bites me, doesn't he?
Yeah, he kind of, not very hard, but he kind of chomps on your hoof a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, we can have Aurelia talk to Craggy now.
Did the dramatic off-screen events do anything, or
You have a dramatic off-screen event.
Never change.
does that raise my fame or my infamy in this town?
Which do you think?
You are now a little more famous in Gold Rush
Woo!
because of something very dramatic that happened off-screen.
That will never be explained. Ever.
No, it will never be explained.
It involved more
Well-
spiders.
Yeah,
He defeated the spider horde he accidentally created.
So
With
it's
nothing
not a whole
but
lot
a
of fame
paddle
because
ball.
it kind of balanced out, but
yeah, he used the paddle ball to defeat the spiders.
A paddle ball.
Yeah,
it was
It was dramatic
very dramatic
and very off screen.
and very.
Very off screen. That's the greatest thing that's happened all session, and it happened off screen.
There was ominous Latin music and everything.
Nobody will ever know how great that moment was except for Javolt and the ponies who witnessed it, which weren't us.
yeah. And no matter who tells them about it, they won't believe it ever happened.
Indeed.
There
Anyway.
actually seem to be multiple different accounts. No one seems to agree on what exactly happened, but all they can agree on it was definitely dramatic, and it was
And it
definitely off.
definitely involved spiders.
And it definitely happened off screen.
It definitely happened off
Sorry,
screen.
I'd post that. Anyway,
It was also an event.
to the library? Books.
All right, Aurelia has woken up, and
So,
As-
yeah, was there anything else in town that didn't get covered, or are we ready to...
Well, since Javolt decides that he's going to introduce Aurelia to Ivy, for a full physical.
What?
Library.
Can we just say we get going to
Let's
the
just
library?
go to the library.
okay,
You round
so
everyone
Weaver,
up,
I
you go
say
to
that
fight.
that does happen, and it's pretty uneventful because
Did we-
Ivy's very professional about it.
This was very uneventful and also very off screen.
Okay, so I guess we're at the library now.
Did we play the
No, we're
tune of
heading
Reading
to it.
Rainbow?
Reading Rainbow. Hey, this
So-
time can we put a hazmat suit on Aurelia as well, so she's not as noticeable as a
Oh,
dragon?
You've still only got the 6, and the Traveler's Mantle can't make much more than that.
Well,
Well,
if
I
we're-
also have the Traveler's Mantle, but
Oh, well, okay then.
But I
So,
didn't
yeah, let's
fabricate
let's
his.
yeah.
let's just go there and... I mean, it's uneventful.
Library.
I don't think you can get a rope for her. All she can do is still try to be stealthy
Hmm.
and kind of hide in the middle of you.
Alright.
Though, frankly,
just-
with Tempered Steel at one point, she can hide pretty well.
Alright.
She could probably hide on my back, and I could carry her underneath my cloak.
This is my organic jetpack.
So on your way to east, east by northeast to the library.
Do we see anything? Yeah, we passed by the Boneyard Cave.
Yes, you do.
Anything of note
The one
there?
that's- Yeah, the Boneyard Cave named after Boneyard the pony.
No, silly. Boneyard was a
Again, there doesn't
griffin.
seem to be anything like obviously outside. It's just kind of a cave entrance.
All right.
Rocky entrance sticking out of a hill.
Do we see any
Cult
cult or
boring.
raider
Cult.
activity as we head off?
You do notice some. Actually, you notice that there are some cult ponies around the library.
Oh.
Well, should we don the
Meh,
rope? and-
ignore them. Head in.
No,
Yeah,
no,
just
disguise.
ignore them and head in. No disguise. Just they're not gonna bug us as long as they don't notice Aurelia.
Yeah, basically.
Aurelia
That's my
seems kind
thoughts
of
on it.
annoyed that she's still hiding so much.
So,
It's
what does
okay.
the
Once we get
library
inside, you
look
can
like?
come out.
What does the library look like?
I don't know. It's a pretty bare bones building, but it's at least a couple of stories.
Okay.
Pretty standard wooden building. Yeah, pretty small for a library, but still.
All right. Do
So are we
the cultists do anything as we pass?
How hard are you trying to hide Aurelia?
As much
as well as we can.
All right. Roll me some stealth.
Everyone?
Everyone?
This time, Aurelia does
21.
not do spectacularly well.
All rolling stealth?
All the 21s.
Wait, that was, well, then I'd add a 5 to that one die.
So that would be 12, yeah.
So,
Actually, 12.
yeah, actually 12.
28.
I got 21.
All the cool people got 21.
No.
I got a 20. Oh, and Firelight crit failed.
Well,
Oh,
Firelight. No.
Can we do anything to
Do we
fix
want to... Do we want to whining that? Oh, not whining, awesome?
I don't think this is bad enough to warrant awesomeness. We might
Yeah,
need
that's
it
fair.
later.
All right.
Hopefully, I mean, the rest of us can just kind of keep her covered, because this is just his stealth. He's just trying to hide her.
The cultists, when they notice you, most of them seem to ignore you, although a couple seem to come over, seemingly just to kind of just say hey and chat. Aurelia manages to hide behind Tempered Steel, who's following Flotsam's advice. Firelight, however, in kind of just, natural social instincts, lowers his hood to kind of say hi back and pretend he's still a member of the group. Although, when he does that, the ponies immediately just kind of look at him and say, "Wait a minute, are you a member of the cult?"
Wait, we didn't
Wait,
put our
are we-
mantles on. We
Yeah,
didn't.
we're not wearing mantles.
Oh,
Mhm.
I thought you definitely were.
No.
we decided
We
wanted
decided
to,
they probably
but-
wouldn't bug us that much if we weren't wearing them.
Well, that changes that whole mental picture entirely.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, we
I
can if it
wanted
just makes
to
it
wear
easier.
the-
Eh,
No, I
let
won't-
Firelight
I won't force
do
you to.
So,
No, Firelight is wearing the cloak. Let's say that. Is
What?
that all right?
No, because the Traveler's Mantle is an enchantment thing. It has to be used on all of us, or it doesn't actually, because utility talent-wise, it's...
Fair enough. All right. So why
Maybe
does
Firelight just has a violent sneezing fit. He's allergic to dragon.
That would suck.
Let's hope he's not.
Technically, he's never ran into dragons before.
All right, so so none of you are disguised. Two of the cultists stop Firelight and say, "Hello, have you heard of the Book of Tiamat?"
Suddenly I'm imagining to,
No, I have not, but I'm sure you're going to tell me lots about it.
Well, certainly. Don't.
Hello, yeah, hello, my name is Elder Price.
Should we just keep going?
yep, leave him to his fate.
We keep walking.
Yeah, we just leave him behind.
All
Tempered
right,
Steel is going to keep an eye on Firelight as he goes, focusing more on getting Aurelia where they're not going to notice her, but try and keep an eye on Firelight in case he gets in trouble.
I would like to actually stay behind with Firelight, if I may.
all right.
Alright.
Can I actually sort of start tugging on his vest and going, Dad, you promised you'd take me to see the library. Please, can we go? In an annoying as voice as possible.
Now, honey, we don't want to be rude. I'm sorry, but we were on our way to the library. Perhaps another time?
Sure, there's some pamphlets we can give you.
Oh, sure.
They have pamphlets.
Wait, do they have a printing press or something?
It appears they do, as they both produce some pamphlets on salvation in Tiamat and
Wow.
Someone's been messing around with the
the
Ministry of
importance
Image.
of the importance of family in the wasteland.
Wow.
Targeted demographics.
Okay, now I'm more impressed, and I want to get this printing press.
Yeah.
Violates
really
new
hoping we
goals,
can
steal
find the
printing
guitar at
press.
some point.
But
Well,
I was applauding Dally for what she did with Flotsam there.
Oh, that wasn't applause for.
No, that was an applause for Dally's for Flotsam's
Alright.
little performance.
All right, so they make sure you get the pamphlets and let you be on your way.
All right.
Great.
I'm glad they didn't question the fact that.
Although roll me perception as they walk away.
Oh darn.
Both of us are just Firelight.
Both of you, yes.
They're probably like, why is this Pegasus filly claiming a unicorn as her father?
Hey,
Oh
genetic.
god,
genetic.
oh,
shit.
a 1 to perception as well. Oh my god.
You both. Wow.
What?
I got a
No.
one.
Oh, hang on. No, I didn't. I didn't that one. But I did really badly.
Okay.
Oh god.
All you managed to hear is that they're saying something about dragons.
Oh.
Well, that's not out of the ordinary, right? They're cult of Tiamat, right? That's normal. We're not in trouble. Everything's fine.
Just keep walking.
All right.
Just keep walking. Just keep walking. Walking.
Okay, can I have Javalt rant for a bit?
Oh.
Yes.
Javalt
Oh wait,
looks
are we
at-
in the building yet?
Not yet.
Oh, are we?
Oh.
Okay, in that case, I'll wait. I want to be able to see the bookshelves before he rants.
Okay. So you reach the entrance. Basically, you're all together now. You reach the entrance of the MAS library.
Alright.
Do you walk
Enter
in?
the building.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Well, should we check to see if there's anything around otherwise, or?
Now we'll just
Oh, it's the
enter.
Ministry of Arcane Science building. There's gonna be nothing in here. It'll be fine.
Cue a little spinny rotating wheel as the screen loads. Go check my Facebook while it's loading. Blah blah blah.
Does it really take that long for you?
No,
It can.
it can sometimes if I'm getting like either lag or just like if I've been playing too long, my computer's starting to overheat. Might take a while, but
All right.
No.
You open the doors and you see normally just very, the shelves look like looks like very much in disrepair, but there are a ton of red-robed ponies inside.
oh,
It's
Great.
And some other ponies as well, some normally dressed ponies.
and I'm guessing we didn't do such a great job of concealing Aurelia on our way in.
Based on your roles before, not really, and especially Aurelia's role herself, she's not quite as concealed.
Well, glad we thought this one through.
We should.
And of course, the inevitable happens, I suppose. And a few ponies notice the door opening, see your group, and what had been kind of the din of the crowd, kind of talking, discussing, whatnot, all falls silent as ponies stop and point out that there seems to be a young dragoness in the group that just walked in. And Aurelia just kind of looks back and
then.
says, just kind of weakly raises a claw and says, "Hi."
This is gonna go great.
And then all of the cultists who see her start prostrating themselves on the ground before her
Well,
and chanting.
Well, you wanted to be worshipped.
are they chanting Fiesle su Domine?
What did I miss? What did I miss aside from them seeing the dragon?
They're now
They're on the
prostrating.
ground praying.
Yeah.
Fiesle su Domine.
No, they're not saying that. And Aurelia just kind of looks confused for a second, and then realizes and whispers to your group, says, "Oh, they're trying to chant Draconic, but they're really bad at it."
What are they trying to say?
What are they saying?
I think it's actually supposed to be a nursery rhyme involving silly ponies.
Oh my god!
But there are a few honorifics in there that. Oh, that's really awful. Oh.
They are the worst.
Well, I've said we best
some pony
not.
make them stop.
Just tell them to stop.
Tell them they seem to be worshipping you.
I've never had any
Firelight will step forward and stuff. Alright. I know you're all excited and stuff. I mean, first dragon you've seen in a while, but
roll persuasion to get their attention, because they still seem to be chanting.
Oh, okay.
Shooby-doo. 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 Shooby-doo.
Okay.
That just sounds like a hilarious
Come join the sea ponies.
Come join the sea ponies.
Sorry.
No, that
I
was
blamed in.
entirely great.
19. Man, I have not been rolling all that good. So do I at least get their attention?
19. Yeah, they kind of come to a stop.
Okay. I'm sure what you're trying to just, be nice and everything, but you're kind of creeping her out.
Angering the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tempered Steel is going to make an attempt. He's going. Well, wait. What kind of reaction do they make to Firelight?
That's what I'm trying to wait for.
Oh yeah, sorry. I kind of stepped in too fast there.
They're not really convinced by you, because you don't seem to be really commanding enough for them to respect.
Okay. Here we go. Tempered Steel is going to step forward and hold his hands out in front of him like he's going to make an announcement, and then he's going to say, "Aurelia the dragon requests that you go about your business."
The ponies look very confused, because that's a very unusual request for a goddess to make, but then very slowly they do, although they can't help but Steel glances back at the dragon.
Oh, not even a roll required?
No, the attention was already grabbed by grabbed by Firelight.
So we're looking for a pony by the name of what was the pony's name again?
Scarlet Shawl.
Scarlet Shawl.
We're looking for a pony by the name of Scarlet Shawl. Has anybody seen him?
Should I just be posting Javolt's rant in the background, since everyone's probably going to be ignoring him?
Pretty much.
Now you can, because now that the moment I wanted to establish is here.
Okay.
Wait. Am I talking or?
You weren't
Posted
yet,
fast.
because we were still dealing with the whole cultist thing.
Okay, so can I start talking now, or am I confused?
Well, something has just happened. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, I guess is up to you.
You mean with the cult thing?
Yeah, with the fact that Aurelia has now been exposed to the cult.
Alright. So Javolt is going to completely ignore that. And he's going to just glare at the shelves, and he says, "This place is such a disturbing, deviant twisted, decadent
What?
insult to science.
Aye.
You
I'm
hear
not.
the sound of multiple ponies face hooving.
Tempered,
You're in the Library of Arcane Sciences, and you're saying this place is disturbing to science.
Indeed, the fact that there are arcane sciences, that science and arcane are mixed at all, it disgusts me.
Okay, Firelight's gonna leave him to his ranting and stuff and go ask
Yeah.
people if they've seen Scarlet Shawl.
Powder will
I'm
do
gonna
the
go
same.
browse the shelves.
is Aurelia doing anything in particular? Or is she just standing around, or?
She's just kind of standing around.
Powder Keg is gonna ask Aurelia to just, come along. I guess, if you just stand there all awkward like, it's just gonna be, well, awkward.
Make it weird for everyone.
Might as well, come here to do what we were here to do, and, then leave.
Well, I mean, if they're all going to look for him, Tempered Steel is going to see if he can find any books on draconic language anything on how to read it or anything, or speak it or anything of that nature.
Geralt is going to reluctantly start searching the shelves for any science books that do not involve magic.
Is there any computers around?
There are.
Any that aren't occupied?
Oh, with those might actually have indication as to whether that kind of
Guys, I'm sorry, but I think I'm gonna have to cut this session short.
Alrighty then.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks
then.
for going so
That
long,
is
though.
completely reasonable.
Right.
Alright then.
So we'll pick up back here at the library next time.
Woo!
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
then.
This has been Fallout is Dragons.
Join us next week when, I don't know what we're gonna do next week. We're really confused right now, but, as usual, we'll find something. Just you wait.
I'm
I
sure
promise.
it'll be fun.